go ahead and get the meeting going. Pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So just a reminder to everybody that this meeting is a work session meeting. It is a lot of discussion, a lot of awareness stuff. If there's anything that we have to bring to council for action or vote, we will do that at the next meeting, next week. We will develop that between motion or whatever, resolutions between now and then. But this is going to be a lot of discussion. We're not going to solve every problem tonight. I guarantee you we're not. This is a big agenda tonight. There's a lot of stuff. It's just where are we with various things. Okay, so we hope to get through this as quickly as we can. Just to note the quorum. Sue, don't control your outbursts of profanity. If you have phones,
I'm tired of that.
please silence your phones.
I did.
Already done.
So we're good to go on that. And also, just a couple announcements before we take the roll. Bob Kide resigned from council.
Oh.
So we will, he sent me his resignation via email, very brief. He's just resigned his position, effective today. When we accept this, and we should do this at the next business meeting, formally accept the resignation, that will start our 30-day clock to find the next council member. And then what to do, we'll have to update the Bureau of Elections and all that sort of stuff. So that's that. I do want to say another announcement. We're going to go into an executive session at the end of this, at the very end. So what that will mean is, after good and welfare, we'll go into an executive session. No business will be conducted there. We just have to discuss things that are not public. And then when we come out of that, we will adjourn this meeting. So if nothing will happen after we go to executive session. So if you guys want to leave, nothing's going to happen after that. Just so you don't hang around. Okay. We are going to the executive session to discuss emergency management preparedness issues, by the way. Okay, so we're still looking for paper. Mayor, will you take the roll while Jen is out of the room, please?
Yes. Okay. Kevin,
Here.
Bob Tate,
Yep.
Justin,
Yep.
Who needed one?
John,
Here.
Jason,
Present.
and Sue Wood, and the mayor.
Okay.
And Jenna, of course, is here.
Okay, so we have a physical quorum. If
Yeah.
we need to conduct business, we can do that because this is a public meeting. So, first thing that we need to do is review and approve this current agenda. Are there any substantial changes to this? Anything that we have to, put on here that's,
Does anybody, I found paper, does anybody need a paper agenda, or does everybody have what they have?
These two, they got it?
See on there about, I wanted to talk about.
I could take one so I can take notes. I can't take notes on my phone.
Is it on this?
what?
I can, but I don't want to.
No, here.
No, about
No.
About our-
Use your paper.
mine and Tina's job.
I have a pen.
Code enforcement?
Okay,
Did I get a copy, Jenna?
Yeah,
so,
remember I texted you to add it?
so I have under code enforcement discussion procedures.
Okay, well, that's good, that we'll leave it at that.
Okay,
That's good.
okay, all right. And then billing, that's another item that was added.
Right,
Okay.
and then you said the stumps on there about
Well, the trees.
yeah,
under
we'll leave
building.
it out there, okay, yeah.
Okay, so we have a set agenda here. So we're good to go with the agenda. The agenda was posted 24 hours in advance as per the sunshine law. Let's go to citizens. Any citizens want to
Nobody signed, but does anyone want to say anything?
speak to any items on the agenda? No? Okay. It's going to be a smooth meeting.
Do we actually have to have a quorum to have a workshop?
Don't have to.
To have a public meeting where we could take action, we do.
But
But if we don't have a quorum, we can still discuss things. We can't,
And not call it public
No, it's a public meeting, but we can't technically
Can't
deliberate.
vote on anything,
We
correct?
can't vote, you can't technically deliberate on the stuff we
Okay.
want, but we can discuss topics.
That's what I was wondering, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to reports and discussions. Mayor, I have two things on here for you.
Okay,
One is the veterans banners. and
okay,
then
I'm
the
waiting
cleanup
on
day.
3.
Oh, we have three more? Three new ones?
There's 3 new. Do you have stuff to hang?
I got some new stuff back here, I'm not sure if I got enough for 3.
Well, it wouldn't be 3. Physically, it would be 2, but there's 3 faces. You follow me?
One is two.
Two on one thing?
One is two-sided.
Yeah,
Oh,
one is
two-sided.
two-sided, the other one is, do you remember the one we got last fall when you hung up? And it had you hung it either at the beginning or the end of West Mayfield with all the
I know where you're going.
branches. That's gonna be on another back of one. So it's gonna be a face and the back of one. So it's really 2 full banners.
Doesn't matter where it goes.
No, just so you know, do you have enough for 2? Right now, I got another one in the mail today, or my email today. It's very Lansbury, I think.
I was gonna do that, I can't find a picture, so.
Aw,
Oh, you're a vet?
Huh?
You're a
he's,
vet?
yeah.
I was in the Navy.
Oh,
I was going to do that, but then my picture had something all over and I tried to clean it and it just took up half of my cap. It's just like, oh, forget that. I don't have any other pictures.
You can take a new picture.
cleanup day.
Was it a Navy uniform?
Cleanup day.
I can't fit in
You know
that
what? This Saturday, it's supposed to rain again.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
The
it
day
does.
before Mother's Day. It is every weekend we picked. It's been raining or cold.
Do you wanna change it? Cause we can change it. We should change it sooner or later, but if you wanna change it, knowing that there's gonna be rain,
You
let me
know,
know.
I just called just add a rain date to, leave it alone, but add a rain date.
Well, we're trying to figure out the day, like, you know.
Well, I
This
thought it
is-
was already,
We're on our second rain date, actually. Yeah, we had to
Oh.
cancel the first one,
pushed it
this
to
one
the
canceled,
second.
and now.
That one, this is the third, but it's supposed to rain and be.
Let me know, we have
Okay.
flexibility, let me know,
Okay.
okay?
And we can't do it on Mother's Day, so forget that. That's Sunday. Let's go, okay. We need a date.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Mayor?
No, I'm good on both of these, okay, so you know the update.
Okay,
And they're coming in, and you need to fix the date, the amount. The Legion changed it on, they told me online for $150. They raised it $20. So I'm telling the people as they're calling me and getting a hold of me. There's not a problem with the people that are paying for these.
okay, so it technically, the window's closed for.
I understand it could be
But
closed, but
what
I'm
do you want me
still
to
paying.
change it to?
$150
150,
on this thing.
okay,
And they're actually printing them out and bringing me the form and the pictures and everything because they have to turn that stuff in anyway.
okay. I will update that on the website, okay.
Okay.
Tax collector, Kathy Brewer. I have one thing for you, if you want to add anything else, of course, but I have something here based on what we talked about. Tax awareness and tax literacy, right? The reason this is on here, because as Kathy and I discussed one day, a lot of people don't know how taxes work. Technically, what they're for, whatever. And so we thought, yeah, it might be a good idea. And this is for any department here, really. Public education outreach around taxes. So that's something that I think it would be great for us to work on. We do have some stuff on your page on the website, how to calculate millage and stuff like that, some links to county assessment rosters and stuff like that. But that's just something for you all to know. This is probably something that, you know, we will be working on just for the benefit of our citizens. Anything else? You want to comment on that?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Okay. All right. So let's move on to council. First area up here, and by the way, when you look at this here, you'll notice that there's a lot of the word program everywhere. So I'm trying to get us to sort of think about, in all these areas, programs, projects, and tasks. This is really critical in terms of project management. So we have this area of budget and finance. So one program under that is municipal budgeting. The budget, how we calculate it, the meetings that we have, the due dates, all that sort of stuff is within that program. And of course, the coming up with the actual budget's a project, the proposed budget's a project, whatever. So I just want to give you an awareness when you see program, that's just an organizational tool here to help us keep track of things. So municipal budget. So Justin, are you aware of these two items here?
I am not.
Okay. So what came up this past week was someone was looking for a municipal letter and was curious about the cost. And so Jenna said it was $7 a letter. So I was curious about that. One, that fee was not listed on our municipal schedule of fees. And so we're going to have to amend our schedule of fees to put that on there. But I thought, gee, $7. Well, we're going to amend that. Maybe this is an opportunity to think about what this might be. So I did a little look around. If you look up here, you will see a little bit of background I did. So our current fee for this municipal letter is $7. Big Beaver charges $35, Beaver Falls $35, Big Beaver Borough charges $20, Chippewa $25, White Township charges $15, twice as what we're charging. So these are some of the other municipalities. Now, so I went back and I did some research on this. Between 26 year to date to 20, we've had 128 lien letters that we've issued for a total of $896. If we had the charge of $20, like Big Beaver does, we would have raked in, if you want to put it that way, $2,560 over the years. So just this year alone, if we issued 4 lien letters, we earned $28. If we had a new fee of recommended $20, we could have brought in $80 revenue, right? So this is two things. One, increasing this fee will respond to what the DCD analysts reminded us. We're getting eaten alive by inflation. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know how long we've had $7 a lien letter, but we are the lowest around, right? So to keep up with inflation, that's justification to increase it. What did we increase it to? Well, White Township is 15, Big Beaver is 20. I'm going to recommend 20.
I think that's good.
Does that sound good?
Sure, because that's coming out of their closing costs.
Yeah.
That's nothing compared to what they're paying for the house.
So what we can do, if we think this is what we should do, I will put a motion next week to raise this fee to $20, and then we'll update the schedule of fees there.
And what was Chippewa's?
Just
Well,
25. Well, here's why I'm saying we could even go higher. And like Bob said, it's coming out of their
Like
closing fees.
133
You got Beaver,
units.
if you have Chippewa 25 and Beaver Falls is at 35, our address is technically Beaver Falls. So why not somewhere like 25 to 35? We can go in the lower end and say, hey, we're Blackhawk School District, we'll go with 25. Keep it across the board versus.
That's fine too,
You know what
because
I'm
it's
saying?
not gonna affect
No,
the selling of a house.
no, but we're a Beaver Falls address. Why are we gonna be a lot better? Does that make
Big
sense?
Beaver is
She has to
also
send
Beaver
out a
Falls
lien
address,
letter
it's
saying that
$20.
there's
Is it
no,
20? Oh.
we're not holding any liens on the property
Oh,
to sell it.
We could start 20 and then if we need to do more.
How about this? I will craft a motion at $20. If we want to debate it and maybe raise it, we can amend that, see where we go. If we want to keep it at 20,
Why don't we just do 25?
What is Chippewa?
25.
25.
Chippewa's.
What's Patterson?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Chippewa's.
Why would you not stay with the same fee for the school district?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I said
So
25.
25?
yeah,
Yep,
I
25.
think that's okay.
That's why I was.
nobody's gonna complain about
And
it.
it's revenue generation for the borough.
I'm gonna,
Right.
I agree with that.
Okay,
I
great.
didn't even know
So
what
that
it
took
was.
care of that. The other thing, Bob, you had brought this up, or Tina, we were talking about the sign permit fee. I did find that in the ordinance, the fee, we can adjust that fee, which is $25. we can adjust it by resolution. We don't need to do that by ordinance. So if you think that fee should be raised, and I think the question was, should it be annual?
That's what it doesn't talk
Renewal.
about. It just says it can be adjusted by resolution in the zoning, that's what I read.
Right. I think that because it says the fee can be as per resolution, I think we could make a resolution making that annual, if you want to do it that way.
I would think so, but that's
Is that your recommendation? Make it-
I would think so, yeah.
I mean, you figure when people advertise in a newspaper, what's it cost them?
300 some bucks.
But I mean, it's
You
not
got a
just
sign up
one-time
there,
fee.
what's it,
They have to
25 a year,
keep
you know what I
repaying,
mean?
You know, I mean, to renew it.
What is it right now?
We don't have it, renewal.
It should be 25, at least 25 or 50, yeah, 25 bucks.
Okay, so a resolution to make it renewing every year, the cost? 25 initial,
Yeah.
what do you think the cost should be, renewal?
Well, it's 25 initial?
Yeah,
What did I tell that guy?
I don't know.
I think it's 50. I think it's $50 for initial.
I think there was two spots where it talked about, because of the size of the sign, it determines what the price of the.
That's what it was the size of the sign.
size. There's something, and it might be in the zoning about.
yeah,
it's
because
the
there's square
size.
footage,
Yeah,
okay.
Mhm, it has to do with that.
so I took the square footage, I came up with $50 plus $60 for the initial.
Okay, so once they get the permit, they put the sign up, when they renew the next year, that fee should be,
25. The same amount, or,
I
yeah,
don't know, what do you think? Cause we're gonna have to hit Corner Tavern, it'll be Corner Tavern, Power Wash, whoever owns that billboard.
That billboard is
That
number
billboard
32.
should
I don't know how to
cost.
figure out, the billboard number on it says 32.
First of all, they never paid,
But who?
they never paid to put that
How do you
billboard
figure out
up.
who a
They never
billboard
paid
belongs
a fee.
I don't think we have any records on that at all.
That went up years ago,
Yeah,
so,
years ago.
Right.
you know, they were approved for that, I do remember that.
Who owns that, the homeowner? They would be the one renting it out,
I
I would
don't know if
think.
they rented out, I think before they just let them, they told them they could put it there. And
Is it on somebody's property or is it
Sure.
on borough property?
No, it's on that guy's property,
Who's that guy?
the hillside with all the
537th
huge
Street.
bushes right there. You know, right by the water tower, he's right below it.
So if
He may be
we,
making money on that sign every year.
I would be if it was in my
We
yard.
know that.
if we set the amount, if we set the amount at $25 renewal, we could bank on that as, for budgeting purposes?
Sure.
Yeah, Yeah.
You know, that,
So that's what, 4 signs?
How about the pizza place, they still have a sign.
Do they?
yeah, there's still, it's probably,
the oven.
the oven, it says the oven on it, still,
They're still open.
are they still
I
open?
don't know.
Well, then they have.
They're not open to the public, they just make crusts there and send them out, is what I
Oh,
heard.
okay. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know if you open it.
okay, so there'll be 2 resolutions around that, for each one of those, resolution for each one next week, okay. The next area here is community economic development. Well, remember, we actually budgeted money for that. But we had planned a project here, the Business Roundtable, which I think now the date is July 18th.
July.
Yeah. So this is where we're gonna bring together a business community. Hey, how's it going? How's West Mayfield working out for you? What can we do for you? To field sort of issues and concerns with our business community.
Are you gonna ask them to respond to any kind of a letter that you send saying, hey, we're gonna do this? Can you let us know if you're coming?
I'm gonna send letters. I'll have to get addresses and business people's names from you, but I'm gonna ask them to RSVP. Do you think people know what that means, or they will
They should.
RSVP?
Somebody there should.
Somebody should know.
And that's the beauty of this, you know, when we have a program, and we look at, this will be a project, right? The Business Roundtable project, you know, so this actual roundtable would be a part of it, connecting the database of all the businesses, I don't know if we know that. Yeah, so all that stuff would be really good here to develop this business community. Okay, so we'll go to that. So July 18th is our tentative target for that. Under contracts and agreements here, we're going to discuss this in executive session. the right to know law has a clause there saying that pre-decisional deliberations around contracts, agreements and stuff are acceptable to do in executive session. So we'll talk about that. I want to share a little bit of plan with everybody at that executive session that I talked with Joe Budasek about. Okay.
Hey, I just wanted to mention too, I don't know if everybody here knows, this guy that's getting this new sign, he says he'll advertise for us. If we have an event going on, all we gotta do is call him and he'll advertise it for us.
When it says the fee, we can waive it. It says
That's
right
what
there.
I was just gonna say, we can waive his if he's working with the community.
Yes.
Where's that sign gonna be?
Corner Tavern,
Oh,
Who is?
Well, then why don't we waive?
Power Wash.
Oh, power wash.
Nice.
He's putting up a nice size
Digital.
sign and he said digital, yeah.
Oh.
And he'll advertise for us.
We don't have to buy one.
Right.
Good.
Okay, great.
Is that Rando? Jennings?
So the next item on here, on your budget and finances, is financial records and reporting. And we are working on, this team up here, working on getting us on QuickBooks, and so we can sharpen up our financial reporting consistent with what our independent auditor recommends, municipal accounting standards and so forth, which will then, help us refine our monthly financial reporting and so forth. So that is underway now. And a part of that whole process of financial records and reporting is also the assistant treasurer position that we budgeted for and then we also approved. We budgeted in this budget $600 a year, and then we approved it in our authorizations resolution. I was just sort of testing the waters. I put a little press release out about this, and it went out on Facebook. And we had some interesting responses on Facebook about this whole thing, assistant treasurer. But this is going to be critical as someone who can just really help Jenna, with double checking some of these things, finding typos, finding mistakes, stuff that we should catch before they get to the public stage. So
And it's also being recommended by the auditor.
Oh, yeah.
It has always been recommended by the auditor.
yeah. So that's the point I was making in one of my comments online.
I just wanted it to be
Jason
public.
didn't want to hear about that.
I wanted to be on public record that it is recommended by Chad to do.
Totally, yeah. So
It's
we're
not just something we're pulling out.
rowing in the right direction on this for sure. And we had talked about, so eventually getting in consultation with Chad, a job description, so we know what this thing really should be in that professional realm. So we will work on that, and that job description will definitely have to be vetted and approved by council.
Do you think we're gonna get somebody for $50 a month?
Well, I don't know.
I have one person that reached out already and got the details of it, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the girl that I told you guys about from my school.
And it is actually limited. It's limited duty, but really important, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, the main goal is just so that if Jenna disappears, there's someone else making sure that she's not in Aruba spending West Mayfield's money, right?
yeah.
I'll be going down there to find her.
Hey, me too.
Can we all go?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're going in December, I'll be there.
yeah, just make it in the winter.
Here's the funny part, if you look at how much money was in the account when I started compared to now, I think you'll see that I would not do that. Just the pure.
Okay, so we're moving right along on there. The next item here is municipal funds management. So one of the questions, we were going to invest our windfall, if you want to call that, from the sale of the tower and some of the aqua money into our Pliget investment fund. And we are not quite there yet.
That'll be a QuickBooks thing, once QuickBooks is all set up and we see what 3 months expenses.
Yeah.
Then we'll be able to actually determine what number is the final number to move into play.
Okay. This QuickBooks is so important for so many reasons. One is this, right? Keep track of all these. And we've got a lot of funds that our entire treasury is put into. But also, this is also for reporting and so forth, continuity, the old what if you get hit by a bus sort of thing, whatever. So QuickBooks, and asset inventory. That's another thing that QuickBooks can help us with. And that was one of the things that we actually approved, an asset inventory by resolution.
Yeah, and to manage those restricted funds.
Yeah.
Pull all the expenses.
Yeah, yeah,
Easily.
so this is gonna be our magic thing here.
When does that happen?
QuickBooks?
We have QuickBooks right now. She just gave me access, so I'll start throwing in those accounts and hopefully we'll get a plan. Obviously, I'm not a CPA, so I'll
We know one.
yeah, so I'll get the basis in there and then we'll work with Chad to start throwing that stuff in there.
The next item on here, if you remember, we passed a motion to put together a committee task force to look at our water and sewage enterprise fund issue that we have. I tested the water on this too. I put out an announcement about this to see what people thought about this issue. And that didn't go over well with the public. I don't think people quite understood the issue that we're dealing with here with the water and sewage fund here. But this, we will continue to work on this, and I think what we'll have to do, this task force or anybody who wants to work on this, we're going to have to come up with a recommendation before the budget. Because our budget will, because we're going to probably have raising the rates and so forth. So we'll have to know all that before we get into the whole budgeting process, which is going to start in July of this year. So stay tuned on that. It's still on our radar. It's still something we're going to work on. I would love to have the community and citizens be involved in the decision-making process so they have input and they are fully aware of where we are. And again, this goes back to the problem we have with not raising rates over so many years. Inflation has killed us. So here we are. We have to raise the rates. So that's that. So any comments or questions on budget and finance stuff? Culture and recreation. So we have three areas here. The one, I'm going to call this the community center, which really what we're talking about here is our community room, which I'm calling the community room. This is where I'm thinking about it, my head is. The community center, by the way, when we had our town hall, and we asked citizens in different ways, priorities for the future of the borough, the community center is top of the list for almost everybody, right? And so what we're doing here, like with this room, is actually a part of that. It's fulfilling that sort of sentiment that a lot of citizens have, like a space where the community can gather and do whatever communities do when they gather. But in this room here, we have a project, and by the way, this ad hoc committee ends in July. So where are we on the community room renovation project? We have paint.
Yeah, it just came, what, 1 or 2 weeks
A
ago?
couple weeks ago, before I took off.
So we have paint to paint. We chose the color. Any plans on when that's gonna happen?
We didn't meet, I don't know, whenever,
I'll be gone next week, so,
Okay.
but the week after I'll be here.
okay, that week of the 20th, I'll be out, I'll be working after school. I know, school ends June 5th for me, so during the day, I wouldn't be available.
Okay, you guys work it out. But we're ready to go, rock and roll, we got the materials. And the other thing is the table and chairs. So that's another sort of, think about that, what kind of tables, what kind of chairs. We would need to know what that would cost, right? You gotta know what you're talking about to figure out what the cost would be, so that's
So
something.
we figured out about this table?
Well, I don't know what we figured out about this table. We have a place to store it for free.
We don't need to do that though, because then what?
We don't need to do that?
We have to have a table first.
We have to have tables, but why do you want to store it?
Well, you're gonna have this in the room with the tables and chairs?
Get rid of it.
Well, what are we gonna do with
As
it?
soon as we get the tables, we get rid of it.
Like sell it?
Yeah, sell it or
Dumpster?
Maybe something, no.
Put it up for free?
No, this.
I thought somebody was supposed to
Oh,
reach
yeah,
out
you'll
to
get more than what you
Not
sent
if it
for
means
this.
you
Well,
have
you
to
might be
play around
surprised,
with it.
because we
Yeah,
were,
that was me.
we was like talking.
Find a home or get rid
I
of
just
it.
wanted, I just thought I remembered
Somebody was
that,
talking-
but-
That's how.
But that's a good conversation to have, we should have that conversation, what we're gonna do with this table, but that aside, moving forward with the renovation of this, right, so tables and chairs is what people have talked about, wanna put in here, what does that look like? What kind of tables, what kind of chairs, you know, so,
You don't have a whole lot of choice in tables, do you? I mean, we're gonna have to get banquet
That'd
tables
be a big
probably.
table.
there are actually a lot of
I want a
choices,
recliner.
really.
Well, it all depends on what you wanna spend.
That's true, that's what it, those work together, what you want, what's available, and what we
What do
have
most
to
people, what do most municipalities have?
I'd say they just do kind of fold away tables anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just fold away plastic tables.
Yep.
Like the fire hall has, they
Yeah.
buy a bunch of new ones.
Not those ones.
Get some,
Not the old ones.
get some
It's in the
plastic
banquet
wood
table.
grain ones that look nice.
Yeah.
If you can get them.
Well, we could put tablecloths on
Yeah.
a skirt,
Sure.
so then you have a skirt around the whole thing.
Okay, so this is in the realm, of this community center, kind of program here. I wanna point out, so the second area is, funding and support for community and rec stuff. In the Monday memos, I actually put, a whole bunch of, there's a whole section actually about grants and stuff that are available. There's a lot of stuff that is available. So, you know, it's like anything. People say, oh, we should put a grant in and we should get funding from somewhere. Okay, well, who's going to do that? Who's gonna fill that out, that paperwork, and that writing paperwork is crazy. Let me come down here. So here it is. So there's a section here, grants and funding opportunities and deadlines. So there's a park rehabilitation and development grants available, community conservation partnership program grants. I think we passed the Beaver County 250 thing. Greenway trails and recreation, small water and sewer grants available. Norfolk Southern Community Grants, they have a program out now for communities. There's the repairing, restoration, tree planting initiative. So I've been trying to put, there's more. There's the request help converting your lawn to a weed patch, Tina.
Tina says no way, unless you're gonna be the one that says if it's a weed or if it's a wildflower.
Because to me,
We're
if it makes me
gonna,
sneeze, it's a weed.
Cite 'em all,
If it's
cite
a
'em all.
flower, it still makes me sneeze, it's
we'll be
wrong.
calling you and saying, hey, these people said it's a wildflower, so you're gonna have to go check that out,
That's
Kevin.
not mine.
That could speak.
But anyway, but so there are grants available for community parks and other things in the community. So let's have at it, right? Those grants are gonna come in the mail to us, we're gonna have to go get them. So I just wanna put that in here, put us on our radar, and keep track of all these opportunities that are coming and going, actually. So the next area here is I'm gonna call programming. I think that's about, it fits activities, events, and other programs. Our park rules. So we agreed last month that we were going to come up with park rules, regulations, and depending on what those are, we gotta send those to Joe so he can see if we need to do an ordinance or resolution. There's a technical difference between some of that stuff, how you enforce it, and the nature of the rule and stuff like that. So Jason, you were telling me about, you
Yeah.
were working up a set
Yeah,
of
I have
rules.
some. I'm gonna send this to you.
And I don't know what these should be.
We
This
can
is for
talk
everyone to
this up and
decide.
we can add or edit these.
Well, we're not gonna do that tonight. But do you have something we can take a look at real quick?
I could send it to you right now, so you can put it up on there. What, for your email, I'll put it on there and see. Which email do you want me to send it to? Okay.
Either one, it'll work. So to a degree, we can craft this list of rules and we can then get that to Joe. We can figure out what to do with it in terms of council's formal consideration. Then we'll be on with it. I floated this out to social media world. This didn't go over well. Although we got, in the Monday memo, I think I put some of the responses to that somewhere in here. But, yeah, some people said the dog crap, definitely deal with that. Some people said, oh, you used to have rules years ago. That wasn't very helpful, I'll put it that way. That little floating that out there to the public, but,
My kids say the park sucks.
oh yeah, that's
Yes.
just, yeah, this part sucks. Wasn't the question, but that's what we got. But you know, another thing too, I mean, I did that because why not put it out there to the public? Why not give them an opportunity to weigh in? It's their park.
See what they think.
See what they think, sure. So, okay.
I talked to the guy out at Ole Astro. I asked him if he'd give me a bid on taking the back fence off the pickleball court, adding what's needed, which is like 5 feet by 90, a binder, and then covering the whole top, lining it. They'll have to put, they have to do paving for handicap, like, you know, pickleball in a wheelchair, you know, which makes no sense, but
That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
That will give you
you
grant
can't play
money.
pickleball in a wheelchair.
That will give them money.
Ball back.
That'll give you grant money.
oh, I'm sure they're
I
grounded
did,
for
yeah, that's the only thing.
ADH compliant.
But anyways, I got them working on that, and then all they have to do is take the fence down, do the work, and then put the fence back up, but leave the back ends open. It don't have to have gates, cause out in Chippewa, they got 2 gaps on each side without gates. So, he was gonna do that, and they're probably gonna have 2 parking spaces paved for handicap. So whatever they have to do, I asked him to get it all on paper for us, and that's a start. And then, being we have to put the handicap sidewalk in,
Right.
why not set up the handicap swings right there too, by the court?
Right.
And that way, most of it's already done. They just have to put a spot in, and then we'll get a price on the handicaps,
And if you
swings.
get that engineered document, that's where the grant can really
Yes,
help
that'll
out.
help
But
out.
we're missing, like 5/31 is the end of the one, and I think the other one ended in April,
Ugh.
so. There's another one, I think, but
We won't have time to get it in, because that's at the end of this month. I think it's,
Well, so many of these grants are annual.
yeah, so it's like
We'll get them
January.
next year,
Yeah.
but we have to be on top of it though to get it.
Get it early, right?
Bob, would he be fixing the divots and the trench in the blacktop in the pickleball court
we'll
now?
be covering the whole thing then.
But, yeah,
Well, the nice thing is without no gate neither, I've seen people go down there to do things.
We can
and
put
they
rocks
left their
out if that's what
dogs
you're getting
in-
at.
In there with the door shut, with the gate
Well,
shut. So
oh,
you wouldn't have
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Put your little kids in.
but, and to keep the whatever out, you know, we could put like quads and stuff, we could
On
the
set
open
big
ends.
rocks out on
But
the
if there's
ends,
gonna be a
so.
gate in the front still for the handicapped person that could potentially still stroll through, right?
Yeah, it'd be openings.
You don't wanna, never mind.
Jason, while you're working on that.
But also
Have
with
somebody in a
that,
wheelchair get around a rock.
with the, agree with Bob, here's the thing, with the park and the rules of the park, and even in the borough, I think we have, all animals have to be kept on a leash. I've gone down
Heard
there,
that my
They're
neighborhood.
never,
well, they're supposed to be.
They're supposed to be.
If you see them, then you pull over and say, hey, you gotta leash them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, they shouldn't be on the pickleball court.
They
I've
shouldn't
gone
be.
down there to play basketball and there's a pile of dog poop on the court, like, come on.
oh,
They
Yeah,
shouldn't
we
even
had,
be
like-
in that. Well, that's why we have to get rules. That's why we need.
Rules and signage.
Well, even the
We'll
rules,
have to
it
have-
says in
we'll
the
have
park,
to-
your animal has to be on, it isn't, I mean, and
They
even
can
for
still let them
borough
poop in
ordinance.
there on a leash.
Leash, I know, but there's a borough ordinance, you just can't let your dog.
This is the business
That's a
we're
borough
in,
thing.
right?
Yeah,
We set
but
up
we need to have a
rules,
borough
and
ordinance to
people
say-
break the rules, and then we have to enforce it, and then we have to deal with complaints,
Okay.
and then we have to circle back and do it again, you know what I mean? This is just the business we're in, but it's not like we can't not try.
Nature of
It's
the
a general
beast.
rule too, that
It-
pick up
Just
after your
one
dog.
comment is, I would recommend focusing on what gets us by for this year. And
Sure.
then that engineer, map or, with the handicap stuff, I mean, it's a 15% match on these grants. Like one of them is 50% and one of them is 15% up to like 250K. So
So
it would
they're
cost.
gonna give you 15%?
And we only have to pay
Oh,
50%.
that's, okay, good, yeah, that's an
Of
awesome.
250,000, yeah.
People at 85.
Well, and let me tell you, now, because we're connected with the DCED program with the stump stuff, that opens us up for 5 years of a special rate with these kinds of grant proportions, 90-10, I think, for a lot of stuff. So we don't even know what's available through George Newsom.
Well, they can help us get the grant,
Yes, they
right?
can help us get the grant, yeah. And so that's going to be in our favor. But we have got this window of 5 years to work with that.
But the more extensive those are, like getting a project that's that big, right, is more of a benefit for us.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let
Get a
me
playground at the same time.
let me go number 2 here under programming. This is Bob. We started this conversation, a discussion about community park memorials, regulations and MOUs. I looked around. There are a lot of communities that have regulations on these memorials. Trees for loved ones and things like that. And so I think this is a good conversation for us to have. Some sort of way to prevent, nothing against Satanists, but if a Satanist wants to put a memorial up with a big pentagram, how do we stop that? Or do we even stop it? Or do we have any say in the matter? Right, versus somebody who wants to put a bush, a tree with a plaque, you know what I mean? So what's the difference? We stop one, we can't stop the other, whatever. So that's where these regulations come into play. Also, have you noticed what's happening in Big Beaver, Grandview Cemetery right now? Oh, people were blowing a gasket because the cemetery people were just like taking stuff off the, they want to mow the grass or whatever. And people were blowing a gasket, rightfully so, I think. Because, hey, my memorial I put there for my loved one. So, how do we handle that? What if we remove something, that someone put in a memorial and it was inappropriate?
I just saw today they don't even allow you to put flowers up there anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's like Beaver Cemetery, you're only allowed to put certain trees in. It's gotta be them little wee pine trees that are 20 years old and they're only this tall.
Right. So I think this is a good conversation to have, and which could lead into a resolution, for example, that. And I would say too, like if someone wants to put a memorial there, we should have an MOU that says, yeah, you're going to take care of it, and if it gets all, if your tree dies, we have a right to take that tree out, for example. If it gets hit by lightning, or if you just, you put a little fence out there.
You shouldn't even have to have that discussion. If the tree's dead, we get rid of it. I don't care if somebody says it, I put that tree in for whatever, it's dead, it's gone.
You would think, but,
I can't imagine anybody's gonna sue you over a dead tree.
Not so, yeah, but it's just a lot of grief we have to deal with. Anyways, this would sort of like, these are the rules, this is what you're responsible for, we're responsible for. Again, this is the business we're in. This is municipal administration, it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of,
It's once you have a policy, it's a policy. Yeah, unfortunately.
The reason we're talking about this, Kathy Oros wants to put a tree in for Tommy. And I said, no problem.
Right, now what
Okay,
happened?
but do you, I think you should almost have just a space that's the memorial for this stuff, not just, I wanna put it in the middle of,
Oh, no, I told her where she could put it.
yeah.
We had 3 trees at one time in
One
front of that
stump.
last shelter.
Okay,
2 of them got hit and tore
Oh,
out, but
I
a
didn't
third
know that.
one is bent from being hit.
oh,
So,
I didn't know
Brian, you
that.
put the rocks in, right? Did you put the rocks in down there? So he got big rocks in case they try to do it again. Well, we have this big space left from where the 2 trees were, so I told her we can put it right there,
Okay,
where one of the trees used to be. No big deal, it's a tree. It's a ornamental cherry tree.
is that what she wants? Is
There's
that what she wants?
That's what she bought.
Okay,
Best policy is no policy or
No,
policy?
come to the borough and ask.
She's not asking to put a tombstone
So why
in,
don't,
she's asking
I'd like
to
to
put a
make a
tree in.
motion that we
Yeah.
allow her to put the tree in there in the
We need
space
some
that,
new trees.
But on Kevin's point is now if somebody wants to put a tree in there to worship the devil.
well, they have
Well,
to
there's
come,
not- there's
they have to
not
come to
to
the
be
borough.
Invasive
There's
species.
not to be a
Come to the
plaque,
borough.
it's not a
Non-invasive,
cemetery.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Right.
he
It's
came to the
just
borough with
a
it,
tree.
there we go.
Where do these lines get drawn?
Well,
Right?
you're
This
coming
is
to a
the
borough,
thing.
we have a right to make that, no policy, but it comes to the borough, we vote on it.
You wanna worship Satan and you wanna throw a tree in, fine, I'll put a tree in, but you ain't gonna put nothing, no pentagram or anything in there, it's
So we're
a tree.
approving the tree.
So who's planting the tree, the borough? or-
Yeah, we'll dig a hole and plant it.
So do we charge her because we're digging the hole?
You know what I call it, community beautification, or park
Well, and that's the
beautification.
thing,
It's benefiting,
We need new trees down.
yes, it's benefiting us, so it's gonna take Brian, how long does it take you to dig a little hole
Backhoe.
with a backhoe?
Well, I
It's gonna
don't,
take more time to get the hoe there and back up.
I don't disagree that this is not a good idea or that we
Right.
should do this. But in terms of how, in terms of our management of the park, how we protect everybody's rights and interest here, it is a community park. We know when we know what has happened when municipal officials in this borough decided to do whatever they wanted to do without consulting anybody.
Right.
We know how that went off the rails in various instances over the years, so I'm just trying to avoid that by having an upfront policy that can guide us.
Well, this was brought to council a couple times, because I brought it and I talked to Bob and we talked to Kathy and everyone said it's okay that she does this. If she bought the tree, picked out nothing, she didn't want a weeping willow, she was just gonna get a small tree and,
Ornamental tree.
yeah, that was it. And that's what she did. And this was like a year ago.
We would, to adjust Jason's point, we want to put a motion on the table, just allowing this.
This one, yeah.
Until, and I still would like to push for a policy.
Okay, that's fine.
I'd like to make a
I'd like for you to be able to, in that policy, say, hey, Jason has authority to put a tree where, if, like me and Jason and Brian get together, we can decide what tree we want and where we can put it.
But it's easy enough that we have that text.
We don't want to have to bring it to council every time somebody
Well, we
wants
could
to.
text it.
Yeah, sure.
But we've
that's
texted it,
understandable.
say, hey, we got trees, is it okay we put there? We have a text that it's okay, just understanding that we're able to do that. But then this one, we brought it, we'll do it the right way, like you said, no policy right now, just vote on it right now, say that this tree and further.
We never
moving
voted on it before, we just.
And I
just
agree,
for ourselves.
it's not something that it really needs to be voted on. It's just one of those things, is like, what if he says no to somebody and they're like, they bring it up to council and they're like, oh, Jason's discriminating.
Well, it's gotta be something really stupid.
That's what I'm
if we're gonna
saying.
say no.
Exactly, so.
We've been known to do stupid things.
But that's Kevin's point on this, and I agree on that, but I also agree on, hey, Jason's head of parks, he gets that yes
How
or
much
no.
leeway
So
does he have?
For Ms.
Well,
Oro's memorial, are we willing to do a motion next?
We can do it right now, technically.
Yeah, because we have a quorum.
Okay.
That's just like these
It's on the
benches, I mean,
agenda.
I bought all these
Yeah.
benches,
Yeah.
we didn't really
It's on the
vote on
agenda,
it,
we have a
I
quorum.
said, hey, I'm gonna put a bench in there for your dad or Will Trout,
Toy.
Toy, yeah,
Yeah.
we just did it. But we still have to talk to Jason and say, hey, we wanna do this,
I'm all for it, like I said, that's why.
Then why not do a park memorial committee with their 3 names? And that's anybody that wants to do something like that has to go to one of those 3.
Kathy,
who
you're
can then
full of
discuss
great
it with the
ideas
other
over
2.
there.
all right.
Well, why don't we
Brian.
just put that into culture and rec? Anything park memorials falls under culture and rec, our chair.
I don't even wanna put memorial.
That's what it is.
I don't want people to say, oh, we can use that park for a memorial.
Yeah, you don't.
Next thing you know, hey, I wanna put this down here for a memorial. Well, they did a tree, why can't I do?
Yeah, see,
That's
where you
yes.
get, that's
This
where it
is,
goes.
this is that
Right?
policy.
That's right.
That's why I said no policy,
Yeah.
just say you're going with the tree, beautification of the park,
if
with more
Anybody
trees
wants to
there.
donate a tree, yeah.
We'll call it beautification of the park for now.
You'll have a million trees.
And then if somebody comes up with something later, then we make a policy.
Yeah, cause all them old trees are dying off.
Well, okay, let's think about this. Let's not think about it now, because we got stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
when-
'cause that
Let's
shelter
make a
used
motion
Trees
to
down there.
approve the tree.
There's
Yeah.
not a motion, okay,
That's what's the
so,
main motion.
I'll make the
I
motion
did,
to
yeah.
approve a
I'll
tree
second
for
it.
Kathy.
I just did, yeah. So,
Okay.
so you're seconding it?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
All in
Any
favor?
objection?
Aye.
All right, so, okay,
Kevin, you wanna say opposed?
no, I'm not opposed. Just wonder what kind of tree it is.
A cherry.
It's an
All
oak.
right,
Ornamental cherry.
So we,
It's a non-invasive, yeah, as long as it's non-invasive.
okay, so we have the go-ahead for Kathy's,
Actually,
Excellent, Jack.
and then we'll work on
that's
a
a huge tree down there.
policy. Okay, the next thing, this came up, back Easter egg thing, I just wanted to touch base, the status of an event checklist. When we have events, what do we do to pull that together? First aid preparedness, we have first aid kits there. Volunteer list, as I mentioned last month, if we have volunteers on a list, they're covered by our insurance. If they're not on a list, they ain't covered by our insurance. So one of the things we gotta do when we have events is just have a volunteer list. So that, like, so the car cruise that's coming up, right? You guys are gonna be talking about that. I think that would be something great to have, is everyone who's gonna volunteer, put them on the list. So that insurance will cover them. So anyways, I just wanted to touch base on that checklist. And then we had talked about putting up the banners, veteran events,
Right.
about May 1st. So we're on track for that?
We're on track for that, yeah. We just got some new ones coming and Brian is, okay.
Rocking and
We're
rolling.
past May first.
Okay. Let's, any comments, culture and rec stuff? Okay, let's move on to general administration here. We tabled the motion for a work phone for you, because we didn't have any information and stuff like that. So for us to act upon that, we need to have more information.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to provide that, we'll work on that. And then if you could, if you could give that information and we could get that into the motion, that might be faster. Either approving or disapproving it, whatever. I don't know. Okay. The second thing here, information to create the road paving request for bids. I put this under general administration. So we all passed a resolution saying that we will have the road bids, paving bids out by the end of May. So we're not paving in December. So here we are, beginning of May. If to the degree we can get that information, Brian, what streets need paving, what do we want to focus on? That information then can go to Jenna so she can ultimately make a bid, publish that in the newspaper. So that's why I put that here. We just need the information.
Does Brian know how much we're gonna spend on paving?
We don't know.
Cause there's no sense in,
Yeah, we don't know. But I put it here. We can't get the bids out until we have the information. But Jenna, in the general administration, that's the point where we get the bids out. So we need to have the information to Jenna. You have experience now of doing the bids, because you did the
Trash bids.
Yeah. So maybe you,
Is this still like, we send it to Whitmer to,
I guess that's a process, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So but we need to know what we're gonna do, what we wanna do, probably pass that, run that through Widmer. And then they would then, I think they provide us with the specs that go to the paper. Right? You've done that, you've published last year's. Okay, I just wanted to put it on here, like, we do need to get moving on this process if we want to keep up with our intentions of getting the paving done.
You talking about paving the whole road or just areas or?
I don't know, whatever we wanna do, we don't even know, because we haven't conducted, that's on here too, our survey.
that's why I was saying, we need to know what we budgeted for roads.
Well, we know what we budgeted for roads. It's in the budget, I mean.
Well, Brian doesn't know. I mean, he can't go out and say, get us $2 million worth of
I
roads
can
that
go
need done.
right down to everything it needs fixed, but
Yeah, that's the thing, I mean, because priorities, right?
that's probably where I would start,
If you
yeah.
can identify the priority roads that really need to be hit, we can then look at our budget and say, well, this is what we have to work with. That could probably communicate it to Widmer, and they could probably shape some sort of a package that keeps us within our budget. Right? So,
How does everyone feel about the half road paved stuff that kinda happened last year, like,
No.
yeah. I personally, I thought we were doing patches, like, of the full length or full width of the road, and not just half of the road. So when we're looking at it, I would.
That's what I'm talking about,
I would
just
look
like,
that way.
Bowden up there, it's coming apart already,
Yeah.
it was just paved in the winter.
Well, look at High Street,
Yeah.
Householder's old house and, going up, but it's a washboard.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're putting those priorities together, think of the full width of the road more so than.
So you wanna measure them too?
And how much length, you'd need that to get the bid.
Yeah, we just got the specs of how long our road, or how wide our road should be too, right?
Yeah.
So we budgeted 60,000 out of our general fund for this. And
Plus liquid fuels, right?
yeah, liquid fuels is in there.
60,000 will not go very far.
But
I
no,
was just gonna say, you ain't gonna get much.
No, we have
Yeah,
more.
but the
There's
liquid
more.
fuels, I think is.
what do we have for liquid fuels, because we have to budget for this,
The salt.
and the salt and anti-skid. What do we have for salt and anti-skid right now, Brian? What are we
We're
gonna
in pretty
need?
good shape till about January. Depends on how much snow we get in December.
So we actually budgeted $90,000 for road maintenance and repair. 60 will come out of our general fund, the rest will be liquid fuels money there.
So you're talking
And I tell you now,
35.
you ain't gonna get, you won't even get one road paved.
All we can do is patch.
Well, so, the other thing we need to,
And the patching is fine as long as it's the full width of the road, not the full length, but at least the full width, right? Cause I don't think
Down
they
the
have,
park. Down like down the park, it ain't, you
Yeah.
ain't go wide enough down there in front of the concession.
yeah.
right, well, we need to, know what we're working with, so we'll swing back to this survey thing here, the roads condition, then we should, but if we wanna keep up with our plan, we need to move on it here. So let me go to, general administration asset inventory. So Jenna, we've got a printer here, we've got a printer back there, you've got a printer at home, you've got a computer at home. All this asset inventory can be logged in QuickBooks, right? Right, part of the asset thing? Okay, so and we've got office furniture, it just occurred to me that I think in the world of general administration, we have these purchases and stuff. Let's keep track of those, right? And so so we know what we have. And along the same lines, this is my projector. I would like for us to get our own projector instead of using mine. And also I didn't put it on here, but I think we're gonna need a hard drive for the municipal records and probably a purchase of a cloud storage setup. We had talked about some tech specs on that stuff, but I think it's about time that we think about that. Putting all of our municipal records and stuff onto a hard drive that everyone can access to. It's gonna be a hard physical place, but also have a cloud storage. So if this place burns down, there goes the hard drive, but we don't have cloud storage, right? Or if the computer goes down, or the cloud goes down, we have the hard drive to deal with.
But if you get, say, a 2 terabyte hard drive, put everything on it, you said everything, videos, pictures, whatever, on that, you can get a cheap fire safe, put it in here, and if it goes, then at least protect it enough that you can. That way, because I don't know if you look at the hard going into a cloud storage, what it costs a month, it wouldn't be feasible for us as a small little borough to put all that on a cloud.
Oh, yeah. Most of this stuff is on the cloud already, but my Google.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That
But we should have our own Google. I think,
Yes.
I mean, you could probably know the specs differently, but we could do this relatively. There's a rule. It's just 3, 2, 1. You should have your backup stuff on 3 different media, 2 different locations. I forget what the one is. But that's a general rule about storing your stuff for best protection there. So, okay, but that's where we are there. Want to get that on the radar there. Administrative record keeping here. This is, we have to reshape our mindset here. Almost everything that we do, all this paperwork, again, this is the business we're in, municipal administration. Almost every bit of paperwork we do fits in the municipal records plan some way or another. So if you have a building permit, we gotta keep that building permit for X number of years, depends on what it is. Meeting minutes, kept forever, right? Kept forever, just realized that the other night, and forever. You know, so on and on, right? Just depends what it is. So when we submit reports, we need a copy of that report to bung into our records archive. Not only just to keep for, we know for retention purposes, but also as a receipt for things, right? And so, so that's one thing I just wanted to stress to everybody, that, you know, I'm getting to be the municipal records kook here. I'm just going after so much and putting it into this archive that I've created. Scanning lots of stuff right here. We have a bit of a backlog here that Justin and Jenna and I are going to work on in earnest, and we're going to set up, you know, we're going to go after this stuff here because it's really important that we get this stuff done. There are sanctions that go along with not getting some of this stuff done, and we have some sanctions on us now. And I will take, as council president, I'll take total responsibility for this. Start at the top and then we'll work our way down. I think it's my job to make sure that we get this stuff done, to make sure that everyone has the tools, the knowledge and the tools to get this stuff done. And if we don't get it done, then that's on us. It's on me, it's on everyone, council member here, because we are the stewards of this, this borough, all this municipal administration stuff. So these are some of the things here that we are going to be looking at, whether we did or we didn't, and if we didn't do it, how we're going to get this stuff done. Just have to do it. Okay? So that's all I have to say about this. Administrative communications. So Jenna communicates on behalf of the borough. We sent a letter out there to the fire department about the parking lot stuff. We have a receipt on that.
I have not received a confirmation receipt, so there's no confirmation that they have got it yet, but it has been mailed, it has been sent.
So we sent it certified.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's no receipt update that says it has been received.
Oh, so we don't,
Right,
but they attempted it.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So this, I guess, our next step, because we all agreed that, and this was vetted through Joe, our lawyer, that if they do not move their stuff by May 1st, we will remove their stuff. So we're sitting right now at this juncture. They got to, well, we tried to do our due diligence here with the communications here, and they have not responded. So Brian, I guess we're ready for you to move their stuff.
Yank the trailer up.
Well, Brian said it's supposed to be empty, right?
Jenna,
Yes,
did you get the
Somebody
letter
told
back
me it was
yet?
empty, I don't know.
did I get what?
The certified letter back yet from the post office?
I have not received it back
Okay.
yet.
Do you wanna just
15
get,
days they send it back. When did you mail it out?
it's been 15 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be coming back the next day or two.
Okay,
And then it'll be stamped that they never, and you have proof that they never went and picked it up.
All right, let's swing back next meeting. If we don't have this information next meeting, I would say that we've already done this. We already agreed.
Why don't we
to
just have them pick it up and bring it back here?
Well,
Level off the
well,
spot.
I don't know if we can do that. We gave that to them. I don't think we can, give somebody something that's theirs.
Brian has the plan to park it on the grass
But it's-
outside.
This
the fire
was our
department.
plan.
But I don't wanna, we don't wanna have to look at it. You put it out, now you gotta look at it more than you're looking at it
Well,
now.
it's them. I mean, they
It's
need to
not
do
on
something
borough
with it.
property, so
Our goal is to get it off.
It is on borough property.
we're gonna get it off borough property.
That's what I
So
said, if
there-
we're gonna take it off, bring it back here.
It's not ours.
It's not.
We gave it to them.
Put it in loose part.
But it's on our property and they have not removed it. We asked them to remove it. We just got a call from the police yesterday. There's a car down at the park. It's on our property. Do you wanna get rid of it? I said, it's been,
That was today.
yeah, all day. 3 days it sat there?
That's what the
Yeah, but we don't get the
policeman
title
said,
to it.
yes.
No, we don't have a title to that either.
It doesn't become ownership. See, that's the point, Bob.
Abandoned.
It doesn't
I
automatically
mean,
become
they
our
haven't
property,
moved it.
no?
Okay.
Wouldn't that be
Right.
considered abandonment, that they haven't moved
Yeah,
it? They've abandoned it.
it's
So,
on our property. We can do whatever we want with it.
We're trying to be
You
nice.
call the company
you
and tell
have
them to
been,
come
we
pick
have
it
been
up.
nice.
I know,
Today is
that
the
was it.
sixth.
Put it,
The-
it's theirs, just
The
put it.
letter, what Joe vetted was the procedure, and if it's not off of there, we will remove it off of there.
Well, just send it back to the company that owns it.
Brian gave it to him.
Oh,
We're-
well then, there you go, it's Brian's.
So,
All right, so we just asked Joe what to do with it.
we
then.
just, I think we should just move that damn thing over to their property.
To the
They
side.
know that, and Louis Little, I told Louis Little that this is, we were going to move it. Personally, I told him, we were gonna move it, and he said, okay. So he's aware of it.
He okayed you to move it.
I'll test it.
Move it over to here.
So where are you gonna set
Put it in
it?
Lou's yard.
Right in front of the
But I don't
big
think
If you
horse?
bring it here, you're still gonna have it on borough property.
Yeah,
Right.
put it in the grass over there.
It's
But at
not,
least they're
it's
not
not-
gonna come get it, and
it's
then we
not
can have it.
ours,
They're not
it's
cutting it
not
right now.
ours to take and put
Put it
on
in
our
their grass,
property.
they can move it.
It's already on our property.
I'd say put it.
It doesn't make it ours,
Then they'll
right?
have to.
So,
All right.
my recommendation is that Brian, that you move that onto their property. If you have to take it around the front, drop it on their apron, it's their problem then, right? And
It makes our borough look bad.
that's on their
It does.
property, then you give them a code violation then.
All right, we'll do it that
There
way.
you go.
Okay. And that dumpster, I said to Lou Little, I said, Lou, that, I think that dumpster is actually on their property. I said, Lou, but you're not gonna, and the letter did say, there'll be no more access to that dumpster. So I said, Lou, we may have to move your dumpster. And he's, okay. So,
Well, just call the dumpster company then.
yeah.
Whose dumpster is it?
Tell them we're done with it.
But
As
that,
far as putting it on
Well,
their
who pays
property,
for
well, if Lou wants it in his driveway, that's fine too, or
But
we
if
just want
it's-
it off our property.
off our property,
Put
yeah.
it in
If
Lou's
it's not
yard.
on our property, we can't touch it.
Technically, yeah,
Then they
but,
can't get into it.
yeah, but he's not, but that letter said, and I told Lou, there'll be no access to that dumpster through our parking lot. So we could do two things. We could leave it where it is, and if they're going to access in our parking lot, then we can take that route with Joe, or we can just pick up that dumpster.
They don't need to access it from our parking lot.
There's no other way to access it right
So-
now.
Right through their own yard.
Well, then they can work that out.
They can't,
I hate to share
the
this with
garbage
you.
company can't
Can't
take
access
it.
it though.
I hate to share this with you, but do you wanna take that?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, you see where the dumpster is?
It's on theirs.
It's on their property.
It's on theirs.
Yeah.
So how can we touch it if it's on their
Well, we
property?
can't.
Well,
We
just
can
lock
technically-
it, lock a gate.
You lock the gate, they can't have it emptied. They
Yeah.
can,
So we'll just leave that. Let's just
Right.
move the,
Yeah.
move
Move the
the
box.
thing onto their property around the front. I recommend, let them deal with it. If it's still there, it's code violation.
Hey.
That's what it is.
well, hopefully it's a code violation.
All right,
That's
so
gonna
this
become
is,
illegal, that's gonna.
that's the stuff we're into.
Maybe not block their garage doors in case.
Well, we can
there's an
block the left
emergency.
side,
Brian knows
because
exactly
that's the
where he
old
wants
fire
to
truck
put
that
it.
they don't
I
do
mean, just
anything
leave it there
with
yourself.
anyway.
What is the size of this shed?
If
How
it's
big?
on
It's
their
just an
property,
old box
I
truck.
mean, I think that's pretty
It's
accurate.
like an 8x16.
Brian knows
Like
exactly
box
where he
truck,
wants to
8 by
put
10 or
it.
Yeah, it's off a box
Let him live
It's
it.
the box off a truck,
It
a
is-
delivery truck.
It is, I cut the grass in the parking lot the other day and I noticed it's a lock on the back. I was gonna see if it was empty, but it is locked. Okay, so why don't you go ahead, do that.
What's that gonna cost us, Brian? He's gotta bring his truck to do it.
No, skid steer.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah, you can do it with our equipment,
We
right?
already figured this all out.
Well, as far as skid loader, I don't know if it'd pick it up. If we had forks for the back of it, would. But,
Well, if it's a cost that we incur to move that, then we bill them. We bill them
You're
for
not
that.
responding to this, they're not gonna screw it.
Where are you gonna put it?
Okay, well, we gotta do something, let's do something, we'll take it from there.
would it be against the rules if I actually called Lou and say, hey Lou, this box is moving?
I think that'd be great, that'd probably be the best thing to do, really. Yeah,
You know, man, I just don't wanna roll in there.
Tell them that it's gonna be moved to their front unless they have somewhere else to put it. But
yeah.
don't put it in his yard. Cause that's what he'll say, put it in my yard. Now we got more junk in his yard.
I mean, his personal yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's gonna say to do with it.
I thought it was Bill's.
I don't know.
I,
But let's get it off of our property.
Put it in front of the garage. I wouldn't even call him, just put it in front of the garage.
Joe said not to do that. We can't block any of the
Yeah, you can't.
doors.
You can block the left side, because that's the old fire truck that they don't
You
use.
could put a
Okay.
handicap parking spot there. It's not blocking the garage.
Put
Yeah,
it in the grass, because if you put it in front of any garage door, it could be a whole other
Well,
box.
put it in the grass, and I
Why-
can definitely,
Why do we keep beating this
I
dead
can
horse
definitely
with them? Just
find
literally
them.
put it in the grass and call it a day.
Okay, I like that idea. Let's put it in the grass. call
And
it-
election day's coming up,
Or
so
call
just
Lou and ask him
put
if
it in
there's
the
somewhere else
grass
to do one, so he
somewhere.
tells you no, put it in the
but
grass.
not in his yard.
it can't go in somebody's yard.
Put it in his
Okay.
yard, keep finding it.
All right, let's move on. I'm sure we'll be dealing with this here. The other thing I did mention that I put the posting out for the assistant treasurer there to see where that went. That's out there. Okay, for human resources here, right? So we have to swing back on the fidelity bonding that we agreed to. You're already bonded, Kathy, you're already bonded. We agreed to bond you and Tina, and it would have been Bob Clyde as assistant code enforcement for the rental stuff. So we need to swing back and get those bonds in place.
So for just now, Bob, Tate, and Kathy,
Yeah,
or Kathy,
Tina.
Tina, sorry.
yes, right. Okay,
Who am I gonna use now?
I don't know. We gotta figure that out.
Okay.
Okay, for HR tests to the handbook. So we had a plan a while back that you and Jenna would get the handbook signed off by the guys, Public Works guys. And then we discovered that, there were some, that needed to be edited, and then we discovered that was a little bit more. I actually reworked that, reformatted it, based off of what you did. And so I think we are ready, if you'd like to take a look at that, I think we are ready to get that handbook signed off for the guys, and I think we should do that sooner or later. So that is for their benefit, Brian's benefit, and Gerald's, it's for our benefits, we're all on the same page with that stuff. I not only did I fix some formatting, I fixed some inconsistencies on that, and I also added, and this is something that is gonna come up a little bit later, we had approved Jake as the Public Works contractor. Well, we need to go back and change that to Public Works operator part-time, because there are specific rules for contractors versus an employee. And so we talked about it, Jake is really an employee, he's just a part-time employee, he's not a contractor, like an independent contractor. So IRS has a whole set of rules, definition for what a contractor is, Jake doesn't fit that. You know, we wanna make sure that we do right by him.
It's basically just the wording, needs
It's
to be
just the
changed,
wording.
that's it.
That's right, and so I actually added the assistant contractor, so Jake is gonna have to be signatory to this too. So it'll be Brian, Gerald, and Jake. For that. Okay, payroll policy procedure for tax collector. I think we had no issue on how that worked for Kathy's pay and so forth. Even though Kathy is her own separate independent office, the payroll is, the municipality provides the payroll service for Kathy's office. So we worked out a system there where that everyone is okay with. So I just want to be upfront about that. So this thing here, we need to amend the municipal appointments there. That's Jake's job title. So I'll take care of that, and I'll bring that to next meeting. Okay, governance. So Joe is going to talk about this PUC, Bureau of Investigations enforcement thing around our PA1 call. I don't know where we are with that, but Joe's going to talk about that. That's under legal and litigation. For legislation here, ordinances, resolutions, that's the amending the municipal appointments thing I just mentioned. Under municipal communications, the letter, remember we were going to write White Township supervisors a letter about the SSO stuff? I am putting that off until we have another incident. Because that, I think will strike when the iron's hot, if you want to put it like that. I think it'd be more meaningful. But it's ready to go, teed up, ready to go. send a letter to them about that issue. I want to tell you too, I reached out to Big Beaver Council President about Norwood Drive. Some of the people were complaining about the condition of Norwood, and some people thought it was ours responsibility up to Ailey Hill, and it was confusing. So I shared this with Brian. We actually, our municipal boundary is like 60 feet up from Route 551 Wallace Run, and that's it. It cuts right across there. That really bad stretch further up to Ailey Hill, that ain't ours. And I on Big Beaver social media, I told folks, this is not ours, this is where our boundary is. As a professional courtesy, I wrote a letter to the Big Beaver president and told her this, and I sent her the maps. This is the boundary, and this is what we're telling people, and we will take care of our section, 60 feet section. Brian, you actually did some patching there, which people noticed. Someone said, yeah, they patched down there. Why didn't they do the whole thing up? West Mayfield? So I had to go through the whole thing again. So anyways, that's the communication.
Your own part.
Kathy suggested a brochure, and it's still in the works. I'm gonna base it on this. It's gonna be really small, but it's gonna base it on the Beaver County brochure, just the government officials and a little directory. So that.
Are the new ones out?
Yeah, that's good.
Good.
Didn't forget it. Still on the project, still on the list. And the press releases, I put these out there, just kind of throwing it out there. One about the assistant treasurer, and then one about the municipal records management efforts that we're doing here. This is what is called PEOP, Public Education and Outreach Programming. Kathy, the information about tax collection is a PEOP thing. Eli, with emergency management, how to be storm ready, how to have keep your, have a backpack with lights charged and all that sort of, that's PEOP stuff. We can do a lot of good in this borough if we do some PEOP work, code enforcement, right? Getting that, reminding people about stuff. You'd think you wouldn't have to, but you're dealing with human nature here, right? So that's just a couple of PEOP things I did. It's to let everybody know. In terms of municipal records, again, we got to get copies of municipal records collected, stored in the archive, so we know how to better manage them. Cloud storage, a hard drive, I think that's going to be in the near future. I think we have close to 700 records in the archive right now. Municipal strategic and comprehensive planning. I reached out to George Newsom. I said, George, where are we on all this? Remember, we had 2 sessions. We had 2 reports from the Pitt graduate students. They came. They're done. They're done. And now we have these 2 documents, parts 1 and 2, or no, parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's up to us to deal with that, to figure out what we want to do with that. And so George said to me, well, tell me what you want to do, how we can help. And I said, George, I think comprehensive strategic planning is something for sure. Help with our roads is another thing. Infrastructure is another thing. So my point here is that this is all part of strategic planning. I'm on it with George. We're working with George to kind of figure out a path forward on this. But we have, as I said earlier, we have 5 years to take advantage of this stamp program to do it. So that's under 1 or 2 here. Professional development and training, boy, PSAB has a lot of great stuff online. Tomorrow at 12, there's going to be, I'm going to attend this, it's the legal aspects of code enforcement. I'm going to attend it. If anybody else wants to attend it, that means I have to get my pants on and come up here, and we could put it up just like this, and we could go through that together if you want to be a part of that. If not, I'll watch it. The beauty of this stuff is that we get the PowerPoints, the materials, we get the audio recordings. I've been making those available through the Council Monday memo. So we will have some training on legal aspects of code enforcement. I went through the other one about code enforcement, so it's available. Right? I just want to put it out there. And by the way, a lot of the stuff I've been attending, there's a cost to it. It's cost of doing business, it's professional development, so I've been taking that plunge, invoicing, that stuff. Okay. All right, anyone wanna say anything about governance? We're on the right track? Not on the right track? Okay. Public safety. So in a general, Bob Kive and Sue and I met, we talked about this, what council agreed to have monthly written professional reporting. We talked about a system, we came up with the online system, and so we're good to go. Eli was told about it, you guys were told about it. Eli did it May 1st, you guys did not
Okay,
do it?
well, I was on vacation until the 1st. And I got in Friday and took off Saturday to go to State College for a gymnastics meet. I was gone for a couple days. Do you have the report, Sue? Somebody has reports. There's your report, Kevin.
Okay, great.
The online thing, that's not the way we're set up at this point.
Well, then you can go on here and it'll be very easy for you to just give us a.
Not easy for me. I'm terrible on a computer. And that's brings up the next thing.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I just want to show
I
you.
already do a report. I keep track of all these little misfits, in this borough, to where I keep track of them. And so I print it out on a spreadsheet, so that way I keep track as we go around. I mean,
Now you're adding another report.
yeah, now it's adding another
Do you
thing.
want, well, we talked about making this easier for everybody. So do you want this to stand for your written monthly report?
I mean, I don't know how that's not even more, except for the fact that it's not public, you know what I mean? To where people don't see all the,
But yes, that's the way she wants to do it.
I mean,
She spends a ton of time on this.
Yeah, sure. I
trying to
mean,
keep
we
track of
don't-
everybody's
We don't need to
documents.
rewrite the wheel. We
No.
put this thing into place.
I mean,
Speak up here
you
if
see if
you-
it makes
yeah,
sense,
well, you know this.
I mean, to me, it makes,
Did you look at it over, Sue? Did you get a copy?
we were only able to make one copy because the thing.
I have it
included-
I have it via email though too,
Okay,
so.
so this is great, but I want to show you here, this is what this is what our online system is. This is what Eli submitted, right here, so very simple. It's just a bit general, we just want to make it easier for everybody so we have a written thing. By the way, these written reports, part of municipal records, they're kept for retention.
Correct, that's
Great.
why not just,
That's his whole
Yeah.
report.
This is
I don't
his
know
whole
what that's
report for the month of 26th April.
See, that's a lot different than our report is.
It is a lot
Well,
different.
yeah.
Look, I don't think we would turn this away, right? The detailness.
No, the idea was to make it easier, but I
Yeah.
don't know
The
what.
problem is,
Look
I
at-
have to keep track, you know what I mean, it's like,
Okay, if this works for
Yeah.
you, this
know,
satisfies the monthly written
Yeah.
report. I don't have any problems.
I don't either. Again, we're just trying to make it easier, not harder, not doubling the work. That's out of the question, but,
Yeah. I mean,
So that takes care of that.
why fix it if it ain't broke?
I know, it's always broke.
I mean, I don't know if you wanna talk about this right now.
Well, hold on, I've got a plan, here. So this is your report here. So we had some citizens complaints, and I just wanted to touch base. Wallace, Sedana, Wood, Jamie Morey, these are the dates that these are submitted through the online citizens comment stuff. Are you guys handling that
So,
stuff?
It's in the
which one
report.
was
It's in the
the,
report.
well, some of them, because some of them are new. So, you went and spoke with the neighbor for you, and then we called. The issue with, the corner of 37th Street and Jean Street, I don't know which one that one is, it's one of them.
That would be Wallace.
It's one, yeah, I can't remember, but,
Yeah,
he made a call, I've made 2 calls, and today I tried a 3rd call, cause like.
to PennDOT.
To PennDOT, because that's a PennDOT problem, which I think it's a problem, but, the owners of the property basically flat out told him, why don't you just come on over and just cut it any old way you want to, and then that way it'll be happy. Well, you gonna pay the borough workers to come over and whack your land? Well, no, well, so that's why we reached out to PennDOT. So I talked to him yesterday, and the guy says today, I'll have him call you right after lunch, and then, needless to say, 4:30 I went to call and they were already closed. Well, so I'll try again tomorrow. But if PennDOT has a problem with it, they'll whack it, cause that's what they did with down there, on 37th Street where those trees are at by 4th, I called them and they came and they trimmed them, you know, cause she didn't want to, and whatever. But if they see a problem, they'll take care of it. If not, it's back to, what do we do with it, you know?
And Sue's issue, we talked, you put a note, or no, how did you?
There was a note that was already on the door, you
Okay,
know, so
well,
I was like,
he cut
okay,
half the grass,
yeah.
didn't cut the other half, so I went and I seen him, and I went to his house on College Hill, because I couldn't find a phone number or anything, and I didn't wanna just send him a letter. So I talked to him, he says, well, the lawnmower died, and his electric lawnmower died, he gave me an excuse, I said, okay, well, I'll get over there this weekend and take care of it. So that's where we're at with that one. That, we just talked to him today, so that's not in the report.
The odor,
But
I have a
technically, you
letter.
only have to cut grass twice a year, June and October, and it only has to be 12 feet if you look at the order.
That's,
No.
that's only on an empty lot. That's
Yeah,
on
that's
land,
an
not
empty
on
lot.
property where there's a house.
Okay,
That's
so
two
when-
different,
So when there's property.
that's two different animals.
A house, how often do they have to?
A house has to be no taller than 6 inches. That's the property with a house.
Okay.
If it's a lot land, that's twice a year, twice
Okay.
a summer season, it
Okay.
says. So, that's what I, you know.
Well, the thing with Mr. Eros is that it's a triple lot, so if you took that to heart,
It's still property, it's still
okay, so
property,
it's
property,
got
you
a,
know.
got a habitat on it, in other words, okay, because again, that's a triple lot.
But he said he'll take care of it.
Yeah, but like
So
you
if he
go
doesn't,
up like
then
30, you know.
then
some
we
of
send him a
these,
letter.
Empty lots are full of
Yeah,
trees,
yeah.
you know, that's.
It's a never-ending whack-a-mole issue,
The
right?
other
This
one about
stuff.
the odor, I just wrote a letter, and we're gonna send that out tomorrow. And I revised that newsletter thingy that I made to talk about, bad odors. So,
She has a newsletter that she did, it's
and you
a,
have that posted on there, but I just
Okay.
added that odor thing and I sent it to Jenna. I sent Jenna kind of a handful of documentaries, you know,
it
but
was just
don't rush on
a
it.
few of the things that we have the most issues with.
Yeah, so instead of like,
Yeah,
I
those-
highlight those, whatever the issue is, and that's what I tag on the damn door, you know?
This is great. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, it just boggles the mind that you think like, oh, why can't people get with it? Yeah, it's human nature. So this is PEOP stuff so anything you want me to put on the website or to, you know, push out on social media, just send it to me. I'd be glad to do it.
Was there another one, and I'm forgetting somebody?
I think there was one other one, or maybe.
No, there's a new one, wait.
Jimmy Moore,
Oh,
this is
yeah, I just,
also.
that's an old
Jean
one.
Street,
So I
yeah.
just sent her the new one that has, on the very bottom, it talks about odor.
So do you want everything you just sent me, you want all of that forwarded to Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because, well, so we were talking, that to try to assist things for the flow of moving, and if it's a no-go, that instead of these documents or applications for permits and stuff being mailed here, that if they can't be mailed to you, be mailed to the code enforcement officer, so that way he gets it right away, processes it, and then hands it to you after we got it all completed. Then that way you can scan it in. So those documents there, like the permits and stuff, applications, they all have the code enforcement as in care of for shipping applications in. Now, if you all say no to it, then don't do nothing with those. You know?
That was the other thing we talked about.
So-
This stuff needs to go to Jenna's house, not to this mailbox.
Yeah, us three were talking about that personally,
Okay.
just with, like us three, me, you, and,
Oh.
yeah.
Or either that.
No,
or
what I'm saying,
mail-
I'm bringing it to the table, is it possible, because I still have a Beaver Falls address, just like West Mayfield, can the documents be sent to my house like they were sent to Pat's? Like, instead of here, so
Pat
I'm
didn't
not,
have to come here to get
so I'm
the
not
mail.
driving here,
A mail forward on it.
does that make sense? Like, all the mail that comes here, instead of me driving 15 minutes from my house to pick everything up, it gets directly to me, is that allowed?
I'm opposed to this for this reason, continuity.
Okay.
We've had problems over the past where Bill Heaton has had, and his address is still attached to a lot of stuff all over the place. And so it's like, you know, when you move, you gotta figure out like, who do I have to change the address to or whatever? And we don't know. that stuff that was going to Bill Heaton around the COVID money grants got lost in the shuffle. So,
But a mail forward would fix that.
Not always.
You know what? Yeah.
I worked in the post office, trust me, not always.
like, I think, like on your permitting, right, if it says on your permit, mail to Bob Tate, right? If it says for something for you, mail to such and such. But stuff that, like the PSAB, or other entities that interface with the municipality, I think we should keep that address, the municipality's address. I know it's a bit of a to-do, but I don't see why there's stuff where someone says, okay, I need to do this specific thing, like a permit, whatever, that we can put it on the forums and on the website to go specifically. That way in the future, we could just change that directly.
Correct.
Well, if this comes
Absolutely, something
here,
else.
if this goes to her and it needs to be here, it's easier for her just to bring the one or two pieces that comes every long once in a while here than to keep coming here every day to pick up the mail.
This goes back to the what if Jenna gets hit by a bus?
Oh, jeez.
Then we change it back.
Wins the lottery.
Wins
quits.
the,
Yeah.
gets the lottery, she's
That's
in
probably
Aruba.
better than he did it.
We're all going down to visit someday, we'll take our mail, forward the mail. This is a serious problem, because honestly, we're finding out now that we've changed the corner or past people who've left council, we're still finding addresses that need to be fixed. We can avoid that by having everybody's official stuff come to the borough as much as possible. Now, I'm not opposed, who would be opposed to some of this more immediate stuff? Like the building permits goes to you, so you get it, whatever.
Occupancy permits, half the time they're like, we need it immediately
Yeah,
so we can close.
we have to strike this balance between
Right.
your immediate needs and then this wider picture of more prudent municipal administration.
And I think that's what we were discussing, like the invoices, all those, of course, need to go to this address, but something like
I'm just
the
referring to
permits,
these things.
the.
I mean, why not just go, I mean, I hate to say this, why not just go directly to the code enforcement and process it, you know, and then like this, got this today, and after I wanna make a copy of this, and then you get it all right back, you know? I mean, but it's done.
I thought that's the way we set this up.
No, it's set up to come
Everything
here to
goes
this
to here.
building.
In my name.
No, in Jenna's
Well,
name.
here, so on the borough permits and applications page, it says send permit application and fee to
We
Bob
might have
Tate.
changed the one, but I don't think we changed all the other ones.
See,
So
that's
I
one
just
of the
sent her,
problems
so
you-
that's why I sent her like a whole bunch of stuff.
See,
I
I've
sent her
never
a
got
whole bunch.
anything yet in my mailbox.
Right, but you know, I mean, so,
Okay.
but it's new.
Yeah, if you can just change all the permits to me.
I sent it to her, so that way she can forward everything to.
Well,
Okay, so anyway,
I'm
that's what all that stuff is.
And I think we should be willing to go with what works. Not reinvent the wheel, of course, but we also have to think about this wider picture of continuity.
I was just thinking smoother operator, you know?
Yeah, well, if this makes it smoother, okay. Will you help me figure this out? Okay,
I have a question.
yes.
So when do I get my stuff? When do I get my building permits and my
You will, I just,
inspections? I haven't had any for
I know
a
that, I
couple of
didn't have,
months.
I didn't have an ink last month, and
Okay.
now I'm waiting to go back there with her when we're all done and print the stuff back there.
Okay.
I mean, only, you know,
We, council
that's all.
did move that you would provide that stuff to Kathy.
We have been.
Okay,
We just didn't do it last month, cause I only had like one thing, you know, but still, I couldn't print it, cause I didn't have no ink.
Okay.
And then I thought, well, I ain't gonna print nothing until I.
And Kathy, you're
have
not
it.
willing to get it emailed to you?
No, I want paper.
Right, so the
That
rest
makes
of
it,
the documents I
that,
brought
that's
here
what
to make
takes the time
copies.
too, is there's,
I'm sorry, what?
that's what takes the time too. If it could be emailed to you, it would be instant, but that's where it comes,
I don't want an email, I want it on paper.
which is fine. It's just, I think the understanding of it could take a little bit
We
longer
ran
than
out
if it
of
was
ink,
just
and then we
emailed.
ran out of
Yeah.
paper the other day.
I had to start using green.
We
And
had
then I didn't
green
want to send it to
paper.
nobody, so I had to use green, so then I
Yeah,
was like,
that
I'm just
doesn't
gonna wait till I
matter.
get here and use
Yeah.
pink and paper here. I'm
Yeah.
honest, you know, so.
I also need transfer reports.
from,
Which you get at the meeting, after the actual meeting.
at the business meeting?
Yes, I give them to her.
Okay,
She's never not been.
okay. Yeah, I mean, if we all can communicate on, you know, if we need something, communicate it. If we wanna get something that's not there, communicate it. That'll make everything go smoothly.
Well, and I'm assuming they come monthly,
Yes,
so I need a monthly report. If there's not a monthly transfer report, then write on a piece of paper, no transfer report this month. So I have 12 of those at the end of the year.
I wasn't aware that you needed one that didn't. It's,
They should.
What's
I
that for?
split where I get stuff from, because I also work from home. So one month I may, you know what I mean? And then I just go take it from my office like I did.
So you're saying a no
today.
report is the report?
a no report is,
No report is the report that you get, you want monthly?
Yeah, I
was
want,
never made.
I want 12 at the end of the year.
Okay.
What is that for?
The transfer tax report. So if a house gets sold,
Okay.
yeah, then she has record that it. But it's honestly ridiculous the way that the county makes it, because it comes to me, but it needs to go to her, but they won't send it to her. So then it's like one more thing that I have responsibility for that has nothing to do with me. It has all to do, you know what I mean? So it's just, now it's going through two separate hands when it could just go straight to the source, but the county doesn't allow it. I mean, that's honestly it. Yeah, government.
Well, I mean, I do know, I mean, this is a full-time job that you're taking on top of your full-time job at the school too. So
Yeah, and I didn't have that full-time job when I started this, and
Yeah.
I've been never claimed that I did
Oh,
as well, you know, because there's people that are saying that yeah. But this was a full-time job that was, I just had a conversation with Kevin that was, told to me was a part-time job, maybe 20 hours a month, and I'm working 50 hours a week on it, plus everything that keeps getting, Jenna, can you do this? Jenna, can you handle this? Sure. And then Jenna gets behind on something and Jenna's the bad guy. So.
We're gonna get you caught up, we're gonna get everybody caught up. It's just where we are with a lot of stuff, I hate to say, we are
Almost out of the Stone Age?
Well,
almost
it's
out
hard
of the Stone Age.
to believe, because I was
problem,
at the meeting as a citizen. I think you brought it up. The borough secretary was only making like $10,000 or $11,000 a year. And you brought it, like, that's ridiculous amount of work. I wouldn't, what you're doing, I wouldn't do it. Not for that. I mean, so that's why I got raises to where it was at. So I was like,
We just need you
Okay.
to do better, that's all.
not.
Do more.
Do more.
Do it faster.
Be a superhuman.
I don't know how you do it too, because that's why I quit too, because it's like, it's nuts doing 2 full-time jobs. I don't know how you do it.
I wasn't supposed to do two full-time jobs.
This is, and I think we should be real and honest about this with ourselves. For years and years and years, we had a borough secretary who took care of a lot of stuff and just did it.
Did it wrong though.
Sometimes it was wrong, sometimes didn't do what you, whatever. A lot of what she did not get communicated over to council. That institutional knowledge that she had, now we're realizing, oh, we didn't know that, and that sort of stuff. So we're dealing with that. We're also dealing with council who just said, oh, Pat, you take care of it. Things are going okay, Pat? So if there was no flags or anything there was an assumption that things were okay. Oh no, we're coming to find out, no, there were things that weren't necessarily okay. Last month, we just passed a resolution that requires the annual municipal audit to be revealed, when it comes in, to be revealed to council. That never took place in the past. And because that was never revealed to council publicly at a meeting, there was never opportunity to see what the accountants had to say about our dubious financial controls, which have to have been every year for years and years and years, the same warnings of material weaknesses and the other stuff that said, you guys need to fix this stuff. You are at risk for all kinds of stuff, frauds and mismanagement, stuff like that. So we passed a resolution to fix that last month. No, we're getting there.
So I'm in the same boat, kinda. When I took my job, it was $300 a month is my base pay, which turns out to be $5 a day for each of us. Tina's logging in probably, she's logging in 15 to 20 hours a week with all the chasing we're doing. We talk to so many people about their grass, about their garbage, about, my neighbor's fence is falling down. I gotta run down and look at the fence. Then I gotta get on the phone with this neighbor, track her down to find, because nobody's living in that house, to find out about the fence. And basically we are doing, well, I'll put it this way. I went to Patterson Township. They subbed their work out to New Brighton. Their code enforcer, $1,200 a month. They have 100 apartments. Now we added on all this apartment stuff I got to deal with. They pay out $1,200 a month to their code enforcer. Tina was paying her taxes down in East Rochester the other day. While she was there, she was talking to the secretary there. They pay their guy $50 an hour. That's when he's out driving around. He only drives around, what did she say, twice a week?
Yeah, I mean.
He just drives around to see if there's anything he needs to look
And
at.
whenever
Paperwork,
needs
phone
him
calls,
for-
$50 an hour.
that's when he gets called.
We're getting $5 a day plus permits, which, $30 here, $50 there. It's not what we were supposed to be doing to start with. Chris would come over. Chris was getting $300 a month, but he would come up. What's that?
Doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Only
He
showing
would
up
make a
when he got
report that said, this person had high grass, this person had high grass, and then it would say closed. He went, he sent him a letter, he talked to him, whatever he did, closed. Never went to the magistrate. We've been to the magistrate a few times. It's like, this isn't what I signed up for.
Well,
It's not worth it. She's spending every night on the computer. What did you do today? What did I do today? It's nonstop phone calls every day from somebody in the borough.
Jenna and I talked about this, and I think this is relevant here. And this is, again, a responsibility that we need to take as a body. We're paying the price for hiring people to do work with no job description, no defined expectations that someone could say, I can do that for that price, or no way, I'm not gonna do that for that price. And I think this is the problem that we're running into is, now this is all, we're trying to square these circles, and we need to figure this out, right? So if I hear you, you're saying you want to have a better compensation package.
Sure.
For the work that you're doing.
We're using our computer. We just had to buy a new computer, laptop, right?
yeah.
Use my gas, her gas.
Gas is expensive.
It's just,
Yeah, we
It's-
talked, and that,
what happened was Chris turned in his resignation and they said, hey, we don't have a code enforcer. Who wants to be a code enforcer?
Nobody put their hands up, huh?
No, and I said, I did.
Yeah.
I said, I'll do it temporarily until,
I mean, 'cause you
So
need
they get
somebody with
somebody.
some sort of knowledge of how to build things and how things, you can't just say, yeah, I can go inspect something, you know what I mean? If you don't know diddle about things,
So this is a split between an HR issue, human resources issue, this position, paid position, working for the borough, and a budget and finances issue. We need to sort of square this up, because if we were to increase your salaries well, first of all, we have to realize more money doesn't give you more hours in a day. So that's something to consider. But, people need to be justly compensated for the work they're doing, right? That's fair. We need to know what that work is and yada yada. So I think this is a conversation we should start having. I don't know what we can do right now with the budget set and all that. I don't know.
you're gonna have to figure something out, or I just go back to, if I get a call, I'll make a call. I'm not gonna go putting miles on my vehicle and,
Yeah, I mean, we want the job to be done, we want it to be done right, obviously, right?
we got inspections.
And you need the tools to be able to do the job, I get that, we get that. Where that money comes from, the funding, that equation, I don't know. I don't know how to, look, one option is, we develop a different kind of compensation package with you guys. And the other option is we go with a professional code enforcement operation. New Brighton,
New Brighton has,
they use a company, right?
they have, what's her name?
Peggy, is it Peggy?
Peggy Griffith,
Yeah,
Griffin and Griffith.
something.
That's their code
She-
enforcer.
She says what? She does the inspections and stuff like that. She does like a drive around,
Same thing as I'm doing.
yeah, the area.
They have
Couple
they
times a
have
week,
less than 100 rentals, which they inspect once every
I think it's 3 years.
3 years. We have over 130, which I'm gonna have to start inspecting.
Jeez.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're paying 1,200.
I counted roughly quick,
I think your
133.
issue's on the jet. I mean, with this whole rental
Well,
thing.
you got Mayfield Village, that takes up half of it.
Yeah, is this something that like, what you're inspecting and what you're charging for can?
Oh, yeah, we'll have to
be-
charge,
Be increased and he gets a cut of all of that? Does that, you know what I'm saying? Or is this more of like an hourly thing? Like, what are you, like, what would you prefer?
can you see that,
To like, even continue to do it? Or are you looking to get out of it and have us outsource it?
no, I'm not looking to get out of it, I just wanna be compensated.
Yeah, so what does that look like for you? Like, you just, like, just to get an idea, I have no idea what that looks like,
Yeah.
cause obviously, you know, everyone does a little bit of something that, you know, probably $78 isn't worth, you know what I mean? So what does that actually look like, to you personally?
Well, I just
'Cause
wanna
it's a
be,
lot of work,
I just
yeah.
want a fair, I just want it to be fair.
Yeah, what
But
is that?
I mean,
Well, we don't know what that means.
well,
You know what that means to you, but.
like I said, they're paying 1,200 and they only got less than 100 units that she's gonna have to inspect. We got 130. And I'm gonna have to start getting on that pretty soon. I mean, I'm thinking somewhere around that number would be good.
Right now,
She doesn't even do what,
I'm still chasing people though, still.
she doesn't even go out and look for people with high grass. I mean, you've been through New Brighton, you can,
Yeah.
you can see.
I'm
that
just
they're
trying to
not-
figure out if 1,200's the number, whatever that number is,
Well-
like, where does that 1,200 come from? Is it like, if
All
we're
the
inspecting,
inspections.
yeah, if we're inspecting 120,
How about we do this?
Please.
What do you think? How about you guys give us a proposal? Give us your job description, give us your compensation needs, right? And what you think is reasonable, given what you do, what you're required to do, and we could use that as a starting point for a conversation.
yeah, cause you shouldn't be using your own stuff, like ink and paper and all that, like.
Well, we do turn in a
Every now
ream
and
of
then.
paper.
It's like I said,
Expenses.
I do
Yeah.
stuff for work too,
Expenses,
so I
yeah.
kind of like throw 3 things to my work and then 1 to here,
Sure.
you know what I mean?
But even gas and stuff like that, like, whatever your expenses are, you shouldn't be.
I mean, we're not having you go out and buy us a computer. I mean, we use our own computer.
But yeah, computer?
Right, but I'm not asking
Sure,
for
like
that.
emails.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
Totally understand.
So, yeah, I use my own until mine broke, so.
That's why, like, when I say, like, what does compensation look like? I think that's a good point, is like,
Yeah,
put it down on paper, let's figure it out.
yeah, you guys do that, and then
Like
we'll-
we said about how much you gas, and you were like, don't worry. No, how much gas are you using? Because gas isn't cheap.
Isn't cheap.
How many miles? Like say, hey, look, I know it might take a little bit more. Just, even if it's enough, say, hey, look, I did this today. Here's what I did today. Write down between now and next week. Say,
Yeah, I mean,
you
that's,
never know,
that's
just
tough.
like,
You want,
Right,
you
right.
want mileage, you want mileage?
No.
included?
no, that doesn't make any sense.
Then don't include it in your proposal.
Right,
I mean, just really,
I
give us as detailed as possible proposal that we can start that process to figure this out. Because I think, look, let's also be honest, we don't need $5 a day code enforcement.
Correct.
right? We need code enforcement that does the job.
Right.
So if you say, like, I can't do my job for $5 a day, well, let's figure out what you can do it for, what is fair and just, right? Balance, what you guys need with what the borough needs, right? We'll have that conversation.
Yeah, cause I've been 20 miles away and somebody says, hey, there's somebody soliciting. I jump in my car, I head over and shove them out of the borough,
You
There's a
chase
lot of
that one
stuff
guy
that I
around
do
and
you
kept-
don't see,
I agree.
Oh, sure.
I agree.
think
And a lot of
that's-
things like that, I don't get slid into my, I ain't gonna like put every little, like goofball things like that into that thing.
Well, another thing is the police said if you see anybody soliciting, call them. Maybe you need to put that on the borough website.
Well, we got that whole solicitation thing is another can of worms that, in fact, it's on the list here under governance, under one of the ordinances that we need to take a look at. Because I think we could easily rewrite that. I don't know if you just saw a post online, people going up to houses where there's a no soliciting sign. That's a trespassing charge, really, technically.
What's the code enforcement of throwing weed killer on my neighbor's property?
I don't know nothing about that. I don't wanna know nothing about that.
Okay, so under Ford, procedures and billing, are those kind of together? Are those kind of together on this? Right?
I think that was
Because
the reports.
rental property licensing program, we kind of skipped over that in a bit, but we did talk about that. My question for you guys, if we could take that up for 1 second. How's that going? Well, don't answer that, because we'll be here forever, right?
So I made a new thing and I was getting with Jenna about getting new labels made for all the ones that I'm missing. I don't know if you matched all of whatever you've actually gotten, if I'm missing any of these.
You're
you
not
know?
missing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you have all the ones that
All the
were
ones that
sent
are
to me.
not done, we need new labels. And then I got new letters that maybe, like this one, for instance, I leave a little blank at the bottom that maybe we should put a date on it of no later than, or something, before we say, we're gonna revoke your, and like, this is the new, that they can fill out. So we can put those two things in an envelope and ship them off to all the ones that we're still missing.
So what she's saying is there's some people who have not responded to the initial letters, which was expected.
Yeah,
And
right.
something that we just realized,
I
through
used to
working
do that.
together is, for the office use only, we didn't have this, which I've been handwriting it on them, but this is obviously a lot nicer and looks better. So those are the only changes that were made.
And there's like that other, like if you have a change of people, you need to let us know, blah, 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 right away. All that little stuff. was
Basically,
out,
everything that was in the ordinance that people aren't gonna read, it's simply worded here for them.
I would certainly encourage you, whatever you guys need to make this work.
Yeah.
Within the realm of your
We're doing it.
program, good, excellent.
The only other thing I talked to Joe Budasek about Kevin Main's dad's house. James Main, all the way at the end of Fifth.
Yeah.
We've been fighting with him for 2 years now about cleaning the place up, and it's not in his name. It's in his dad's name, so we can't send a letter to a dead guy. So,
And he has no will,
the,
which we went to the court.
well, he might have a will, it's just never been recorded,
Oh, well,
is what Joe
okay.
told me.
Oh,
So, the front porch roof is falling off. You can't even get in the front door. So I've talked to him about condemning it. And there is grants out there for tearing down.
because we talked to the
Places.
secretary today.
So I just wanted to let you know that we're in the middle of whatever. I'm gonna talk to Kevin one more time and tell him if he don't have it cleaned up in a week, we're starting.
I mean, Kevin's already told me
Condemnation.
when I talked to him just last week, the whole inside, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, his dad was a hoarder, you can't maneuver around inside. I haven't seen inside, but he's flat out said that you cannot move around inside.
Yeah, but how many years has Joe been dead? He could have cleaned that up.
I understand, and.
It's good that you're working with Joe,
Right.
you're getting legal direction on that, and you're moving on that. Now just follow Joe's lead and whatever we have authority to
And
do.
at some point, we're probably gonna have to start chasing down guys that aren't paying their garbage bills. I don't know if the garbage company's gonna be coming out after us about it. But like Kevin, he could have been paying the garbage bill and putting stuff out every week, but he won't pay his garbage bill.
I don't know.
So I don't know if that's on, you know, if
Billing enforcement's not in our wheelhouse.
we don't have to worry about,
You can cite them for trash, right?
Yeah,
And we can't
yeah.
manage.
but who are you gonna cite? A dead
Now,
guy?
this one, that's the
Well, we'll
problem.
just, you know, cause an heir to the property, an heir would be responsible.
We don't know if there is an
We don't
heir.
know.
Isn't he an heir to, I'm not an heir.
He's
but
We don't
the
know.
son.
next-
He's the son, but it
Do
doesn't
we
mean
put
that,
a lien
that
on the
he's
property
in
and
the.
just own
Yeah.
the
Well, we'll have
Could
to
have been
if
the
we
son,
tear
we
it
don't
down.
know.
Yeah.
Or a resident.
I follow Joe's lead, whatever
But-
Joe says.
Nobody lives there. He doesn't live there. He lives with his mom, and his mom is not on the title either, which I don't even know where she's at. I think she's in the trailer thing out over there in Chippewa, but that's a guess. I have
He
no
lived
clue.
there for a while.
But he doesn't
Then the
now.
other
He told
thing
me
we
flat
could
out he
do
lives with her.
also is send the street department over, have them clean up the
The
front,
outside.
rip that front porch roof off that's gonna could
It's gonna
hurt
fall on
somebody.
somebody. I was scared to death to go up and tag the door.
We have authority to
You know?
do that? I mean,
I talked to Joe, yeah, Joe said that we could do that, but we have to
Like I,
go through the process.
yeah, mailed a letter and then go file it down there and then send it.
So that's where we're at, I just wanted you to know
yeah,
that,
it's- I would trust Joe, trust the process,
Yep.
do what we need to do, and
Well,
just move forward with it.
I mean,
Yep.
and here's the
that's what I
other thing.
figured.
They said that it's due to come up on a tax sale.
Yeah, and well, hopefully if we don't do anything in the meanwhile, and somebody buys it at the tax sale,
In
then
September.
we can go after them.
Yeah, okay,
Then we have somebody we can actually go after.
okay.
Alright,
Alrighty. Bob Kai was on here, the question about training Bob and stuff, but Bob is, I don't know, Bob didn't say he didn't wanna do the assistant, code enforcement stuff, I'm assuming he doesn't. So we'll
I could
have
ask
to,
him.
we'll have to figure that, can I ask him, yeah. I just wanna reiterate tomorrow, if anybody wants to do this, we'll do it, if not, I'm gonna sit home in my underwear and a cup of coffee.
Don't have to be
have
detailed.
this thing. TMI.
I'm sorry, I would do
I'm gonna
it,
sit
but
here in
we're
my
gonna be.
underwear. and I'll tell you. Okay, all right, let's go to emergency management. We did receive a report from Eli, and I want, Sue and Bob are gonna weigh in on this, but I do want to, touch base on this. Sue, let me pull this out so we can see this. So, here we go.
Jenna, did you get paper back there? Did you find paper?
I found some. I'll bring,
No worries.
I'll bring a couple reams down.
So Eli says, can you see that? You good?
Well,
Do
can
wanna-
you
wanna
enlarge
take
it
this?
maybe?
Get this.
Can you enlarge it a little?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down the table.
So eat, go ahead, Sue.
Okay, so basically this report is,
you don't like the signs.
yeah, it's essentially saying this isn't Eli's or the emergency management person's responsibility. And, the borough didn't do what the borough was supposed to do and so forth. And, I mean, you can read what he had to
Did he
say.
tell us what to do? How would we know what to do if he doesn't tell us?
We tell him what to do, you see, that's just the problem.
Yeah.
He doesn't tell us what to do.
Yeah, he's
So,
emergency management.
yeah, so again, we're having some issues with this. It's not really a report, it's essentially the same thing that he turned in saying stuff is missing. Well, the trailer that was here and isn't now, that was and is emergency management's trailer, only 2 people have keys for that trailer, and one of them is Eli, and the other one is Mr. Heaton. So if stuff is missing, it's the same, it's a repeat of the previous report. You, in essence, saying you people stole stuff out of the trailer, well, we didn't have access to it.
I think we did, I think we do have a generator back there. if
Oh, we
I'm
did,
honest.
yeah.
Well, the generator's, another issue, I don't know much about that, except that it was removed from the trailer. It had to have been removed by one of the 2 people that has a key, and if that was the case, and it's being used, and it's been brought up in numerous meetings and discussed,
Brian, is it in the garage?
what's the issue?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Okay, so again, what's the issue? Someone gave the
When I
borough
started back
permission to
here,
use
it
it.
was over there in that garage, with about an inch of dirt on top of it.
Okay,
So if the emergency, those guys would have had they should have had control over this generator. Who knows how long it's been out here? No one questioned it, no one said anything. No one did an inventory all these years to say, where's this trailer and where's this thing?
Well, the same with the diesel fuel storage tank. Again, these things happened long before this.
What's that got to do with them?
Well, let me tell you, so he says, Eli's noticing that we moved the diesel inside. He's not aware of the vetting that we did through with Chief Stowe, that was okay.
He was at
He was
this
here.
meeting. And
Oh,
we
he was
talked,
here.
yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
he was
about
here
it
when we
because
talked
he
about
said diesel doesn't catch on fire. It's fine, move it.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
He said that we didn't even need to contact
Yeah.
Chief Johnson, that I was being ridiculous by contacting him.
Yeah, you're right about that, yeah.
In other words, this is not an EMS, emergency management report. This is a, you people
This is a
did this,
bitch.
you people, that's, yeah, it's.
Well, didn't a couple of years ago, didn't they say that that trailer had been broken into and like saws were taken or?
Yes, oh, that was just
Stuff was
recent.
stolen,
What's
so.
It wasn't broken into,
Oh.
the lock wasn't broken, and only 2 people have
Well,
keys
it
for
is.
the
It's
lock.
still
Yeah, conveniently,
reserved
it's
for
now.
Public Works.
This is an attempt to ricochet everything that EMS and emergency management hasn't done back to the borough. What the borough has or hasn't done that's offensive to them.
But they said, Eli said before, the only thing they have here is a trailer and 4 generators. You asked him for,
We got the inventory.
yeah, the inventory, and there wasn't much of anything on it.
None of this is understandable to me personally, so
I
I
said that's all that they
I don't know
have,
what to
I thought.
Let me, if I could weigh on this thing about the SSO, the monitoring and cleanup in progress. Well, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. If there's a sewer overflow, we're gonna monitor it and we're gonna figure out how to clean up and we're gonna figure that out. What's the issue with that? I don't know. But that's something that we have to do. And I don't understand this thing of, it's not a public work, it's like if a plane crashes in your neighborhood and there's raging fuel fires and you say, oh, it's an FFA problem. That's not a fire department problem. No, yeah, right. It's a public works problem for White Township. It's a health and safety problem for us
Right.
when there's sewer water is flowing, it's not a public works problem for us here, so I don't quite understand that criticism. The GEMS trailer, I don't know, that's their shtick. This thing here about the diesel fuel, he says, this reserve of fuel for public works and equipment is critical for emergency operations. Prior notification to the MC staff would have been appreciated. But if we're gonna look at the norm in our executive session here, when we need to have access to public works stuff, including diesel fuel, that norm tells us how to do that and what is available. So I don't know what the mystery is. It's in the norm, right? It's in the emergency operations plan, which Eli has presented to us. And we have access now. We didn't have the original norm access to it, so I don't understand that. But anyways, this is the report that we were given. You're not satisfied.
well, it's not really a
Correct.
report.
It's not really
It's a
reported.
you didn't, and nanny boo boo, and it's not a
It's like putting the blame on everybody else.
Well, that's where we are with that.
It's just criticism.
It's just criticism.
You're right. You're right about
Okay,
that.
Sue, you wanna say anything else about that? About this? Okay. So number 2 here, the approval of the 26 operations plan. I want to, if you remember, last year we passed a resolution saying, hey, we're going to have this updated. And once we get it updated, approved by council, it's gonna be on a biennial schedule. Every 2 years, council's gonna review it. We're gonna get up to speed. So that's in the plan. Eli submitted a draft in September. A lot of stuff happened in the last quarter. In December, Eli presented the plan. I publicly said I was not satisfied with it. I submitted it to the county EMA for review. They made some suggestions. Eli did make those suggestions to the plan. We've got a lot of stuff, I think, that issue with the plan. So, but I want to get this done. So I have a plan that's going to get this done. And I think we're actually about 80% there. We're going to discuss this at the executive session, and I'm going to show everybody how I unified this document, how I reorganized it. I don't think this has to be 100% perfect to sign off on this, but I am proposing that we get this signed off on by June.
I think that's
I think
what
June. Yeah, we have got some working to do. Eli's welcome to weigh in on this, but we're gonna take the lead on this. We're gonna take the lead because as our emergency management coordinator reminded us over and over again, this is all our responsibility, right? So, okay, we'll take that. We'll take the lead and we're gonna get this done. So I'd like to get this done and then we're gonna get into executive session here. Fire prevention and protection, we get the report, the written report at the business meeting. Jenna, I don't have the last report.
Yeah, I'm, from April.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sending them to you right now.
Okay.
Yep.
You know what might make it easier if we reach out to Mark, so, and then Chief Johnson, and then CC me on that?
Yeah.
And I'll bung that into the municipal archive, records archive?
I can do that.
Okay.
Sorry about that. You guys know April was insane for me. I'm very sorry.
The community smoke alarm program. Sue, you wanna talk about that?
I talked to Chief Stowe twice about that. There was something posted, perhaps, I hope.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet, okay. So it will be posted on the borough website. An opportunity for citizens to apply for free smoke alarm. The fire department, it will go directly to Chief Stowe's email. And then the fire department will come, a member of the fire department will come to anyone who's applied for a free smoke alarm or smoke alarms and install them personally so that they don't get sold or lost or whatever was happening before. There's also going to be a American Red Cross campaign regarding smoke alarms, and that we don't have details. Chief Stowe doesn't have details yet. When he does, he'll let me know, and then we'll make that a public announcement too, so that everybody will
That's
have
good.
at least one smoke alarm. They are now good for, I think the batteries are good for something like 10 years.
10 years.
They'll be professionally installed by a fire department member, so that would be a really good goal, is to have every home in the borough appropriately and properly established with a smoke alarm. I have no idea where we stand with that now, and there's no way to know, but it's a scary thought. I've read fire news in recent years where people had no smoke alarms, no.
They had the alarms and no batteries.
They were inoperative, yeah, and people died in the house. So it's not inconceivable, especially for older people, but, so again, that's me and Chief Stowe got that going.
Our fire department used to give out free smoke detectors.
I sent you the police one. Chief Stowe did not
That's a
send
joke.
April's fire one yet, so I emailed him and asked him for it. And then I'll send out an email right now to both of them, asking for their CCU.
Okay, the next item here is adopting the International Fire Code. Chief Stowe had recommended that we do this. It was one of the Fire Service Review Committee recommendations. I think this is something that we should move on. I don't think there's gonna be any problem with adopting this. I think the fire code that we have in the ordinances already is like from the 70s.
What does that mean, Kevin?
What?
Adopting a code? I mean, is it something like
There is.
you have to do
thing
this and
called
you have to do that?
It's a new set of standards, part of that whole suite of standards, IPMC, there's a fire code, there's a whole suite of these other standards, UCC code, I think is part of that. But this is sort of like, brings all the fire prevention, fire protection stuff within this modern set of regulations.
We'll need to get a look at that because they tried this years ago where you had to, if you got a building permit, you had to put in a fire suppression system. So your building permit, or you just went from, like Ambridge, they make you get a building permit for your hot water tank. So you go get a $1,000 hot water tank put in, and now you gotta put a fire suppression in the same time, which costs you thousands. So we gotta make sure it ain't nothing like, that's gonna, they tried that years ago, and that was all the fire departments got together with the UCC and tried that. And we all fought it.
Right. So Chief Stowe certainly recommends this, and I would defer to his judgment on how this thing might be modified. And all these codes are modifiable, even the International Property Maintenance Code, which I think we should adopt at some point, that can be modified any way we want, right? So it's not like you have to adopt this lock, stock, and barrel, we could modify it, but it gives you this solid
Yeah, we
basis.
just want to get a look at it before we
Yeah,
adopt it.
sure, that would be part of the whole process, right. And then the wider recommendations from the Fire Service Review Committee are still out there. We were reminded on social media that we have not adopted many of those recommendations. It's not an unfair observation, but it's something that we should keep looking at. Planning and zoning, so we talked about the report already. Amending the zoning ordinance, boy, we've got some problems with our zoning ordinance. The map in particular is actually not squaring up with what the GeoHub
Oh,
map
yeah.
does, and their zoning recommendations. That's a whole thing. So I think at some point we need to.
Well, I went
bite the
down there
bullet.
once and then they fixed something. They were like, can you come back down here and we can sit and go over stuff? And I'm like, I will. It's hard to find time.
And these, I mean, no doubt, let's realize, these are big projects. These are really big projects, and just like the whole rental property ordinance, it's a big project, but it's on their radar, right? We will keep working in that direction. The sign permit fee, we already talked about that. I'll do a resolution for that for next week. Police protection, we get the monthly report at the business meeting. Redacting any of the information, we talked about that at the other meeting. I did a little research on that and I found it, I can very easily redact the actual street numbers for incidents. Do we have to do that? I'm still not clear on that. I don't know, but I would like to do it. It just seems like a good thing to do.
Not making it all public.
People have bad days, you know what I mean? I know with my son's own experience, that was a bad scene. It's just messy. Anyways, but we can do this redaction that actually is permanent. It's very easily done. So, and I did a couple little tests, and it's only probably about 3 minutes or 4 minutes I'm done with the form, so I could do that. So I think we should just do that. But the original forms will be kept. That'll be the public facing. The original in the municipal archive will be the actual form.
No, what's presented at the meetings, we'll see the actual form, but the one that's posted,
Well, the one that the chief will give us, yeah, you have access to it, the actual,
we'll see that.
yeah. And you'll have access to the archive too, you can see that, yeah. And I'm sure if somebody wanted to do a right to know request.
They could,
they can
yeah,
get
but
it to
this
them.
way, yeah, what we're publicizing is not gonna have all the
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
details in it.
Okay, wanna say anything about the public safety section? I know it's a lot of stuff, guys, it is a lot of stuff. But we're really on top of a lot of things and moving in the right direction. So Public Works, so administration, so the agility program. We had said, go ahead and work with PennDOT, come up with a contract and present that. Where are we on that?
I have a phone call with Dean Paletti on Friday. He just now got back to me again finally, so I have a phone call with him on Friday. We'll establish all that stuff and see what we need to do.
Okay. And if we don't
I'll
have
see if I
anything,
get some information from him, maybe he can send me something too, so,
okay.
yeah.
If we're not ready at the next meeting, okay, we'll just
I
have
hope
to.
I'll have something before the next meeting. Try to have something to present, something, so we'll know what's going on with it, so.
Okay.
Whether
Well,
we.
if
fix it
you
right
find
away.
stuff, share that with us, the
I will.
email, whatever.
Yeah.
So what we need to have happen at a business meeting
Mm-hmm.
is the contract that we approve.
Okay,
We just look at it and say, okay,
Yeah.
we approve that. And other municipalities have done that, they approve the actual thing rather than approve something and then it goes another step.
yeah,
Anyway, but okay, good, we're working on
we'll
that.
get that.
DEP and other public works reporting, you had sent me the
did.
name of a guy, I contacted
talked to
him,
him.
I talked to him, and he was like, I'll look and see what you guys need, what you're lacking. I haven't heard
Wasn't
back
much
from
help
him.
for you either.
Nah.
He didn't have any for me either. It's like,
But
I don't know. I said, I don't know what you're supposed to do, but
Yeah,
how am I
right.
supposed to know?
Okay,
It's your
dude.
job.
It's his job. So we're still working on that, but hey, at least we reached out.
Yeah.
And on the municipal planner, I do have a lot of stuff there, what we have to be mindful of. That's a lot of stuff too. The Public Works asset inventory, this is something that we will do through QuickBooks at some point. In the records back there, I found a whole list of stuff that is all Public Works stuff. I forget what year, but it's from years ago.
Yeah, I think most of the insurance report should have that,
Yeah.
and then
And I actually just had a call either last week or the week before and confirmed all of that with them. And I think I believe I emailed to everybody the updated perma. I'm pretty sure I sent that out to everybody that has that list on it as well.
Oh, yeah, I put that in the records archive. That's available.
And it's
there.
all on there, like the asset list.
But there's a lot of stuff, I'm sure, like saws and hand
Yeah.
tools and stuff like that, that we probably wanna keep track of.
I think there's bigger fish to fry till we get there. Let's do the big stuff. Know
Okay.
it's on the agenda, know it's on the radar, it's getting done, it's just.
I agree.
anything that can depreciate.
Right.
Okay, so buildings and grounds. So the emergency power generator, Brian just gave me a bid that he got from a fellow. One bid was if we bought the generator, he gave a bid on the installation, and another one was for the generator and the installation. Bob Kaiba was doing some work on that. He found that, maybe it's easier, more costly for us to buy the generator separately when there's a sale or whatever, and then we could install it at another point. But we're gonna move forward on that. I think we have a goal for July to get that in place. Now, why primarily that emergency power satisfies power for the Emergency Operations Center, which is a requirement for emergency management. So check that box off. And it also helps us too. This could be a place for warming, cooling, or whatever. And if we do anything here out of this building, we will have the power in place to do that. So we're moving on that. Some questions on, whether the total cost, what it would be, what we need to appropriate to get that done. But, I have an action plan. It's in the Monday memo, an action plan. I think there's a due date for July or something. Try to get this done. Okay, the camera system. So, hey, I need your hacking abilities. And then one of the cameras I noticed is on the blink back there, but I don't know how to get into that system to be able to even use it. So, I don't know if you know this, but our emergency management trader was disappeared.
Yeah.
And so it's apparently at Bill Hayden's house, I've been told, but we didn't know that it was going anywhere. And so, I thought, oh, let's look at the cameras back there. I don't even know how to work it. But anyways, we know where it is. It didn't get stolen. But we need to figure that out. So,
Well, Jason Heaton installed all that stuff, didn't he?
I'm saying, we had that professionally installed, I think.
The one up here?
yeah, it's back here.
Oh, I could have sworn it was Jason.
So under building and grounds, I wanted to swing back on the graffiti in the park.
Okay.
Did that ever get cleaned?
Yeah,
We repainted it.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, good. What I need, and this is part of
A bill?
I need to know how much that costs, how much man hours, because I need the public to know what this is costing us. It's part of this, larger community investment into our public space. So if you guys could give me a number, whatever it is, I don't know.
Okay.
It just let me know. And I will communicate that to the public, and I'll also keep track of it. This would be important to keep track of if we ever need to do more abatement in the future. We will know. This is true with also roadside dumping, people dropping off mattresses. The citizens need to know what this costs us.
Right.
Because this ain't free, right? This does cost taxpayers money. Let's keep track. Might open up possibilities for funding in the future. Okay?
I think I turned in the bill for the paint. I bought a gallon of paint so that they could paint that. We had leftover paint, but it was garbage.
We have
At the club, down at the park.
okay.
Okay, you can just let me know what that is.
Okay. Jenna, did I give you a bill for that gallon of paint?
Not that did you put it on your expense report? No?
I
Did you
used the
use-
credit card.
Oh, then yeah, it'll be on the credit card. It'll be on the invoice.
Kevin will need to know how much that was.
When did you pay for it? This month, April?
Right before I left on the 20th, I
So
think.
April, okay.
Who did the painting? Who painted it?
Brian,
Oh, Brian?
or
Okay.
Gerald, whoever.
If you could give me the hours involved with that,
Well, it was 10, 12 hours.
great. I will document that and note it.
Got it covered 5 times.
You had to sit there and wait for it to dry each time.
Put another coat on.
We already talked about the parking lot, we have a plan for that, we're gonna go ahead and move on that. Here's the stump and the handling of that tree down at Community Park, what's up with that?
Brian cut the tree down, and you've probably seen that massive stump that's left.
Yeah.
He was eating up chainsaws
Yeah.
on it, so he left a big stump. And Jake said that he would take that stump out. He said probably somewhere between 12 and 1,500 bucks. That's a lot of work.
It's really cheap.
Tell him we'll give him $350 for it.
You don't wanna hear it.
That thing's massive.
He's gonna eat up some teeth on that,
Okay, yeah.
and those teeth ain't
Kevin
cheap.
said he wanted to buy the one.
So, and it's gonna take him all day, but he wants, he says if,
Does he have a tree grinder?
Yeah.
He has
Yes.
a-
Yes.
That's what he
oh
does,
yeah,
something.
we're gonna
Yeah.
make
As long as it.
He did
That's
my
because
tree.
it's a business.
I don't know
and
anything
he's
about
gonna need the,
Stump all off.
he's gonna need the, bobcat down there. Cause he's gonna grind and it's gonna make a massive pile of
Okay. Alright.
chips. He's gonna have to move it and grind again and move it and
Yeah.
grind again. He's gonna have probably a couple loads of grindings coming out of there.
Can't we just make it into a picnic table?
No.
Okay, whatever that, I mean, we'll have to sort of, we get the billing and all that and check in our budget and strike that against the budget so we know that, where we are with that.
Well, you can check and let us know at the next meeting. He said between 12 and 1,500. Brian got a price too.
Okay, good, okay,
How much was the price?
It was between 8 and 9 grand.
yeah. I don't think we need to do any council motion or anything to make that happen, because I think.
We don't have to, how much do you have to have before you put it out for bid? Isn't it 2,000 or something? Anything over 2,000?
No, it's more than that, way more than that.
If
But I
you-
think we have a budget for it, that's the thing,
Okay.
we have a budget for that kind of stuff in the park. And if we don't have a budget for that kind of work, then we need to put something in there. But that's for another conversation. Okay, good, what about the stump? Is that?
That's what we're
Oh, that's
talking
it,
about.
okay. All right. For equipment, so we got the power washer, you're in love with
There,
it?
works good.
You're in love with it, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good, Brian.
Terrible.
That's good.
Harold's favorite toy.
And we have a trailer. We purchased a trailer
Yeah.
for the camera and the store work and, other things we might
Good.
use in that realm. So we have the trailer purchased. We approved that the appropriations last month. This,
That can come out of that sewer fund, right?
Yeah.
How's our generator?
The generator works, but I'm actually working on it because the motor mounts of it are on dry rot from being so
Okay,
old.
cause if we end up having to buy one of them, that'll go in that sewer fund too.
That'd be a good
Which
idea.
probably wouldn't be a bad idea, just to upgrade ours.
Get a price.
okay, you guys have that conversation if you need to
Okay.
do that.
That'd be a good
I
idea.
mean, that's the purpose of
Yeah,
that.
cause ours is old.
So for that kind of sewer maintenance stuff, we've got two sources of revenue. One is the Aqua Fund, which ain't gonna last forever, and the other one is actually renewing, and that is the Enterprise Fund, the Water and Sewage Fund. Anything we have left over, excess of that, can be used for this stuff. But the problem is, we have that for 5 years, a dwindling margin. That's why we need to increase our rates or figure out something about that. Because we may not have any renewable reserve in the future if we don't get that equation figured out there. This last item under equipment, I just wanted to bring this up. We talked about this a while back, and this is relevant with the streets. If we don't have the resources to do the big ticket paving and whatever, what can we do? What do we need to do? Smaller jobs, more responsive jobs. Anytime we want to do a job, What kind of equipment do we need? Brian, we had talked about an asphalt hot box,
Yeah,
a screening bucket, material screener. So let's not lose this off the radar here, okay? Let's just keep this in mind. If we start doing our roads more responsibly, what equipment do we need, right? And let's figure that out moving forward, okay? And you had told me that this hot pavement, I'm sure you guys know better too, that the hot pavement is way better than the cold.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
So if we're gonna do work, why not do the best,
Do it the right-
reliable,
do it the
most
right way.
durable work,
Mhm.
hot pavement? So we
You know, I was
Hot patch.
thinking too that, remember years ago when we had that one company come in here with that truck that actually mixed the hot patch and the gravel and everything and blew it right into the holes? That's fantastic, I think. But, you know, I've been seeing them, you can buy the whole truck for like 10 grand, 11 grand used ones. And it's a one-man operation.
Yeah, interesting. Well, let's not, exclude anything out here. Let's keep an open mind on this and see what we need to do. But I think the goal here in this realm is, we need to do something with the streets. We don't, oh, by the way, this year's allotment of liquid fuels is less than last year. And there's an expectation that next year is gonna be even less. There's a formula.
Hey, that's great.
It's
And the
all
price
going
of oil and everything's gone up, so
So,
we might be able to do 3 or 4 patches.
we need to figure some stuff out, in this area.
Well, maybe we need to start thinking about that truck that he's talking about, and do it
Or
ourselves.
something, yeah. Sanitation and solid waste, this is a weird way to put it, but this is in the realm of public works. So we have cleanup day, whether we do it this Saturday or we have to postpone it. So we are going to have bags, you guys, you're good to pick up the bags that we leave on the streets, right? For a cleanup day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to square that away, that we're good on that. What I'd like to know is, if you could give me a ballpark figure on how many bags you picked up, how much effort went into that, and if there are any you take that to the dump, right?
Yeah, just take down the valley.
So if there's a cost for
Yeah,
that?
sure.
Okay, so I'd like to sort of tally all that stuff up, again, just like the other, stuff that we can let the citizens know, this is what it costs to clean up this borough, okay, so I'll swing back on
They
this.
give a
Can you
receipt
reach
now.
out to
Yeah,
Terry
receipt.
and just see if she'll do anything with it? We're
Well,
gonna see if Terry will do anything.
As far as like maybe like taking it for us, like
Yeah, like if we bring it up here, because she already put a service on this for the trash. If they'll take the
Actually,
community.
We
I
have it
think they
all.
said something about that, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
think
have
they
the
did.
times.
Yeah,
My
I,
thing is we have a dumpster down at the park, why not utilize
We
it?
have one over there by our parking lot too.
So, I mean, instead of taking it to,
Realize that,
to Valley or whatever.
yeah, I wouldn't take it to Valley before we talk to waste
Yeah.
management, or if it's enough to just put in the dumpster.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe,
we can figure that out before the cleanup day.
yeah, I'm gonna text her right now before I.
Either way, we need to keep track of whatever we get from that, because it's
If
a
you
lot.
think even two, we stack it and then put it in, and the next time they come take it, if it fills it up, depending on cost.
Well, probably depends on what you put in there too, if you
Just
have
dump it.
tires or.
Yeah.
Just put a bag at everybody's property.
Yeah.
Check it out. Have you-
Drop one here, drop one there.
I had like open.
Drop a couple in front of
It
Justin's
fell out of
house.
my bed, across 37th Street.
No, I didn't.
We need to get a cost together and give it to Kevin so he can turn it into PennDOT.
Alright.
Okay. Yard Waste Center back here, we're open, ready to the public, you got new signs back there,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
So that's cool?
I used it already.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay, work
There's
good for
grass back
you?
here. Oh, yeah, worked
You
great.
put it in the right bin, right?
One,
I did.
one
Where's that
question.
Actually, my grandson drove back up the right spot. I didn't want to drive up here, so
We need,
I said, make sure you get back.
I don't
to
know
the
how
right
you
spot.
guys feel
Yeah.
about me having, like, you get this camera fixed or whatever, so we can get onto it. I know those people going back there dumping, that's not from West Mayfield.
Oh, I'm sure.
Do you have a sign up for West Mayfield residents only?
It's, as soon as you pull in there,
Mhm, yeah.
Okay.
it's a big sign. But, there's some stuff back there, I don't even know the people that even came from this part.
Is it yard waste though?
It's tree limbs and stuff like that costs us
Yeah,
money.
we're still paying for it.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I put some notices out, just to, that public outreach stuff to remind people.
I'm gonna put a sentry back there.
Yeah, we have a sign, right?
We do have a sign, residents only, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
that's
Hey,
it.
is it
Yeah.
possible
Says it right on
that,
it.
say, Mr. X hired Mr. Y and Mr. Y, brought it over here and dropped it because he did the work
That's
here?
possible.
I mean, do
They'd
you know what I'm
have to
saying?
get-
So if
Yeah,
I
that's
came to your
fine,
place and did the work and you said, hey, all you gotta do is just, after you get
Well,
that,
it's
clean this
fine.
up,
They
take it
need
over
to-
there,
to
you know,
inform
I'm
us.
just,
Yeah, no,
You
yeah,
know,
that's a good
Where it's
point.
coming from.
yeah,
That's a good point. We'll never know unless we put a sentry back there.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I was saying if.
I'm not
We need
going
to sign
for
that
that
I
though.
could check the cameras of who's coming back here.
We need to get
Yeah,
but how
a
would you
bunch
know
of
if
camera
it was-
signs for
Yeah.
the borough too.
Well, get a license plate,
Get
get
a
a
plate
plate.
off of it, call the police,
But then-
find out who it belongs
Park.
to.
How
I
do you
said
track
you
a
had a good
license
idea
plate?
on
Now you
that.
gotta go pay for
Okay.
service. to track a plate.
And let's move on here to sewers. So under the sewers program, we have two sewer systems. We are responsible for both in different ways. One is the MS4 stormwater system, and the other is the sanitary sewer system, right? So under the stormwater system, we've got a couple of things here. Bill Heaton, in the past, would have an outfall survey done, and he would do a stormwater catch basin survey. And then, depending on those outcomes there, kind of figure out what kind of maintenance is required there. So this kind of fits under the realm of like preventative maintenance, actually. So I don't think, we have not done an outfall survey yet this year. We have not done a stormwater catch basin survey, although you did, right? Could you have new grates done?
Yeah,
Okay, so we kind of did that. All right, I just want to say that this is going to be on our radar moving forward, this kind of stuff, and it's up to us to do it. And if we don't do it, well, that's on us too, and the results will speak for themselves. But we have a system in place to catch this stuff, to do this stuff here for stormwater stuff. Our sanitary storm system, what is the plan that we have? What's the preventative maintenance plan? We have the camera, we have a trailer for the camera, whatever. What's the plan around that? And we know that there's plenty of work to do, right?
Brian got a bunch of, grates made.
Yeah.
He's gonna start fixing them up too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So,
No pun intended.
yeah. That's right. So
actually gonna be
we've
putting
got
about tomorrow.
We've got a system in place here. I just want to show you, if you've never seen a Gantt chart, a Gantt chart is this thing that keeps track of projects, and it looks like this. So all the stuff that we're talking about here is on this chart: projects, programs, areas, programs, projects, and tasks. And these are right across the board per quarter, all this stuff here. So, I have nothing better to do than to keep track of this stuff, but it's going to pay off in the end. Let me tell you, it's going to pay off. Okay, let's get on with this here. We're down to streets. So part of our streets program is doing this survey, a spring survey, which we've not done yet. We need to do that to figure out what we're going to do, get that information, work with Whitmer, get that info to in the RFB process, get that out there publicly, and then we could take that, the next step in getting some paving done before December. That's where we are with that. So we need to get that spring program done. I don't know what it's going to take to do that, but council used to all meet up here, and they used to all drive around and come up with, I don't know if they drank beer or they did that or what.
There was usually 2 or 3 guys just drove around and.
Yeah, they got it done. They got it done in the spring. Stormwater drainage project. This is something that Brian and I talked about. We went down and we took a look at this area on West 7th and 43rd Street. Justin, you and I had a conversation because you're at the top of this. This will affect you right in front of your house. We have to do something with the way the stormwater is coming down there and how it gets funneled into the grates. And why this is an issue is that it's probably going to encroach upon what people think is their property.
Did you get the picture I sent you today?
Today, I did not.
when it was raining this morning, I went down there and took a video of the water coming down through there.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Okay.
you'll see exactly what's happening.
So look at, there's so much water coming down, it's not funneling properly into the storm drain system. And so we're gonna have to sort of make a channel there, figure this out. But we're gonna have to, what looks like, cut into people's yards. And when we looked at the map, it doesn't look like it's really their yards at all.
Is that the one with the wood around it?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about? Okay.
Right, so
Yeah, I
if some
saw
lady
that.
has a little border
I
and
saw
that
that
much,
down there.
that's all probably gonna have to come out. A couple people, your neighbors, they have driveways that come, nice paved driveways come right out to the street. We may have to cut into those. So we need to figure out exactly where our right of way is. Brian, reached out to Widmer, he got a map.
Ain't even going
Boy.
down
That roadway right of way, it's, I don't know if it's right. I think we've got, over the years, the road has been like shifted this way.
Oh, wow.
And people have just let their yards and their trees and their driveways encroach upon the right of way. And now we have to do something about this. So this is a project, right? So I think we need to figure out exactly what we need to
Even
do.
if we have the maps, how do you say, this is where it starts on this side, or this
Beaver
is where
kind
it
of went
starts?
through something like this years back where everybody's shed in their backyard was actually on property, so the Beaver had to survey everybody's property and like basically change the deed of everybody's. So my suggestion to this was have Brian come up with a plan, knock on the 3 houses' doors.
Yeah.
There is that satellite
see what
thing where
needs
you
to be
can,
done.
I know Jeremy had it in his phone and goes.
I think the center of the road isn't the center of the road, is the problem.
That's-
It's
So,
off-center.
And
That's what you're
if you
saying.
look
When I
at
had my
GeoHub
property
maps,
survey, they said, cause the neighbor said, oh, your mailbox is on my property. And the guy who surveyed, he says, no, you have 3 feet that the, right away.
yeah, so all the roads are like either, 40 or 50 feet. And so that, the center of West 7th, I don't think is the actual center of West 7th.
Well, how are you even saying where the center is?
That's the thing, so like, there's sidewalks on pretty much both sides of the road. It goes down by like Wolf's house, but it's all covered by grass,
Yeah.
okay? So when it's uncovered, there's a car's length that's not paved because there wasn't a sidewalk there.
Another thing is,
Yeah.
You
when
said
my
that to
husband
me?
owned A1
Yeah, I said that.
automotive, he
Okay.
had it surveyed, he got the stakes in, and that was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, come 2000.
Yeah, it shifts.
3 or 4, they said because of the shifting of our axis and everything, the neighbor had theirs surveyed and John's property moved, like shifted 2 foot this way and a foot that way.
Yeah,
So
There's a catch basin behind it.
they should be able to figure out how
but
to fix that.
that's, I mean, there's my house and
And it's trash.
3 other houses, so have Brian come up with a plan. Let's talk to the homeowners.
Yeah, right
Call
before
it.
doing all
But I don't
that.
if you
understand
look,
how they
if you
can.
look here,
Yeah.
see where the
That's where
property
that's
owner,
at, yeah.
this is the property owner's line, this yellow line, according to this map. Here's the other one. Here's the center of the street. But if you went, what is this, right, 50 feet right away?
That's an old.
If you
Yeah.
went
That's
25 feet
Yeah,
here,
that was 50 foot and 43rd was 40.
yeah, I mean, you're cutting way into here, and this woman's border is here, and look at this guy's driveway. This shows his property right here. Where does our right of way, I think our right of way is here. Here's the storm grate that was just being bypassed by the water. So we're gonna have to
Yeah,
cut
there's
into
no
this.
water going in that grate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's never been water going in that grate.
So if you look
Probably
here,
give Kevin
That's because the
Kevin, you should
driveway.
probably give
right?
Brian that picture. So he can go to the homeowner and say, this is.
Well, I can send it to him off my phone.
yeah, we're
Wait,
gonna,
is that
Yeah,
up
but it's
to
that
date?
shifted to, it used to be over that way, as far as what you're saying.
who
right?
knows over the
Before.
years, it probably went this way, that way. And then the borders are all kind of like, you know,
It also doesn't
Got hardly
help
anything
that
on
when
that
the
side,
house
got a
they
bunch on
already
that
put
side.
in those apartments back there, they raised that alleyway up, so no one had access to their back. So everyone used to be able to drive right into their backyard there.
And on the other side, all that guy's pine trees.
That pool looks pretty good next door to you.
Oh, that's the Santos.
by the way, if
That's the
Yeah.
Santos.
if you go by the property map, you know this big section right here?
Yeah.
This is borough property.
It
This
is.
is their
Yeah.
property. This is the property owner's line.
That's it.
There used to be a road that came right up here,
Oh.
right up through here, right along this way. And but over the years, this, and look, they put
Get way over
their
here.
fence out here and they probably have picnics out there. I don't know.
If we say something though, Brian gotta cut it, so let's just let them keep cutting it.
Yeah.
I think you said
Just let them
there's
keep cutting.
a big storm drain right in the middle of the
Yeah, right
yard.
Storm drain
Wow.
here, storm drain there, storm drain here. It used to go along the old road that, this road right here used to go right up through here.
Me
This
too.
way.
So that's their yard now, by eminent domein, or is that what you call it?
I don't
Means,
know.
well, they've been taking care of it
They've-
for
yeah.
so many years, that's theirs now.
Yeah, but there's been
Yeah,
past
how did
practices.
42
They push that away
get sold
from it.
without
Yeah.
that line being checked? Look at that.
That's the
That's
eminent
crazy.
domain.
It's all crazy. There's,
That's crazy.
there's so much whack stuff.
Oh, there you are, right there.
Take it back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but that's what, so, but we have to do something about that because it's tearing up that road down there. So we have to do something. That's on our project list here to deal with that. Norwood Drive, Brian did go down and address some of that stuff. I told you I reached out to Big Beaver. They were actually working, they're gonna do Ailey Hill, repave it. And I told the people down, I told the borough, I said, let's talk. Let's talk about how we can maybe share, like, you know, if they're gonna patch that uppers and they've got a bunch of pavement, asphalt, maybe they can give it to us.
Yeah, they're already there.
Or maybe we, if we're doing something down below, maybe we can take care of
Just
it.
give
Be
them
good
the
neighbors.
property.
So my question, just cause we are talking about Norwood.
Yeah.
So West Mayfield owns up to Ailey, like, not Ailey Hill, but right there, like, we own across Wallace Run, right?
60 feet of,
60
Not,
feet.
not up to it.
60
But is,
feet
okay,
up.
my main
Isn't
question
most
is
of
the
that
mirror,
cement anyway?
that's
our
by, the
adult
mirror that's by
district.
the
Yeah,
underpass,
no,
you
I
know
think
what
the
I'm talking
adult
about?
district's
Is that
on this
ours?
side.
Is it on the other side? Okay.
I think right there in that
Is it
corner.
on our
It's right
That
next
little
door to
teeny
Walmart,
triangle,
right
we
there.
That's what
have
I'm
that,
asking.
I think so.
that's the adult
Okay,
corner.
'cause I
They did it
utilize
there
that
for a
mirror every
reason.
Yeah, it's an adult
And I
No one's
had
gonna
Brian.
I was
go
thinking about putting a strip club in right there.
I just did it because I
You go right ahead, Lee, we're on it.
when I had a baby tent,
Yeah.
because like you can't.
I know the
if it's
zoning
a certain
officer.
way, You can't read it, so there's accidents and, but if that's ours, then I don't wanna be
So we own
responsible.
that much up there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That looks like more than 60.
Is there like
It's
a?
not much.
This is weird. No
How come
map
that's across
shows
the
this.
road?
Oh,
This shows this belongs to Beaver Falls.
it does show us though. There's, in our, that zoning map is gone.
Here's our boundary. This is the boundary here. See this blue line
Yeah.
comes across? This is about 60 feet from here to here. And this is all Big Beaver.
So we own
This
up
is,
to that,
Yeah,
that
right
second
here.
blue line up there?
yeah.
Okay, so then, yeah, so then that mirror is ours.
What that mirror's down here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Here's
ours.
the
See,
E right there.
Used to park down there.
That's the little E right there.
This is the Porno
It's very hard to,
zoning
you
right
know?
here.
Just because there's been a ton of accidents from that intersection.
Cause it's a blind spot.
It's a blind spot, but there's that mirror that's by Wallace Run.
Yeah.
That's on Wallace Run that affects the tunnel. And I was just telling Kevin, I utilize that mirror every morning to get my
Yeah.
daughter to school. And
Oh, yeah.
I've called Brian before, cause I'm like, hey, is this ours? Like, move it so we can see.
Yeah, the
Because
mirror.
I don't want West Mayfield to get
Ding,
dinged
Right.
because the mirror isn't
Set right.
set right.
right, yeah.
So that's why I just confirmed with Kevin. So now Brian, like, I'll keep an eye because I use it every day. And if it needs moved, I'll just let you know. Because people hit it all the time and it moves
Yeah.
it.
They hit the mirror
They hit the mirror.
or the pole.
The pole,
The pole.
which moves the mirror. So if it's ours, I just don't, there was a really bad accident,
Even wind, hard wind.
a lady that lives in Big Beaver, I saw it on the Big Beaver page.
Sissy.
Sissy
Yeah.
Thompson, I mean, she was almost killed
Mm.
at that intersection. It was bad because you
Couldn't
can't
see.
really see, you can't, so I just don't want West Mayfield to get in trouble for
Now, is
something.
that coming down from down the hill? Is that what you're talking about, seeing the mirror? that
No,
way or
it's the
coming this
mirror
way?
that, it's turned so you
And
can
you
see
see
what's coming out
Under
of
the tunnel?
the tunnel.
Okay,
Yes.
from this side,
But that's ours,
yeah.
which no one knew.
I thought the state put that mirror up.
They probably did, but it's on our property, so wouldn't that be our maintenance to keep it?
If it's on there right away,
Keep
technically
it directed properly.
yours.
I found
But
another,
technically,
I found another storm drain over there too.
That's peaceful.
It's about 6 foot under the dirt.
We can address that.
That's what I mean, like, if
I mean,
I
that
just
mirror has to be
PennDOT
about
put that
6
mirror.
times
Yeah,
larger
so that
than
might
what
be-
It
that
needs to
is.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least if we
you
can
know
keep
that
it,
Bob? That
Right.
might be a phone call to PennDOT about that mirror.
yeah.
So,
Well, I'm fully committed to, if Big Beaver can work with us and we can work with Beaver Falls to do something about this safety here. It's been talked about, it's just that, you know, we all need to work together for the safety of this intersection. That's a long-term project, but I think it's worth the
Yeah.
conversation to have it at some point.
And at this time, everyone's okay if I notice it being, I can call Brian and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
sure.
next time you drive past there,
Yeah, sure.
tilt that thing. Okay.
Stop sign compliance project.
Bob Kime and I were working on that, and now Bob's gone. Basically, what we talked about that makes some sense is a see something, say something on the borough website or Concerned Citizens Facebook page, one of those places or all of those pages. Stop signs, we're never going to fix them all, but for example, there's one that I can see out my living room window that's so faded that you know it's a stop sign, but you can hardly tell that it says stop. So that needs replaced. There's one down at the park that is way too short that needs to be replaced. It's on Patterson. The one in the barrel isn't legal, but it's also serves the purpose because people kept hitting it and knocking it down. So they're not gonna hit the barrel filled with cement and knock it down. In any case,
You might not be able to ticket them, but
well, here's the thing, there are 106 stop signs. If people can report a sign in their neighborhood that is so faded that you can't read it anymore, or that is crooked, the 7 foot tall, again, I walk on College Hill and a lot of their stop signs are not up on poles that are 7 feet.
how many, do we have any signs right now?
New ones,
Yeah,
we got about 3 of them.
so you guys can just go out and replace.
Well, and if people
Whatever's
see
bad.
them in their neighborhood and that look like they really aren't, Bob's and my sense of it is, we're never going to satisfy all of the rules about stop signs that make Chief Johnson happy. And what's the difference? They're not gonna patrol our streets for people who are running stop signs anyway. That's just simply not going to happen. What we want are stop signs that look like they pass muster. Again, you can read them, they're not 3 feet off the ground. And that's probably the best that we can do with the stop signs, again, to get all 106 in compliance. And Bob and I looked at the compliance rules and they don't all match. So one site tells this one specification, another one tells another for compliance. It's very conflicting information. The best we can hope for is to have stop signs that people can see, so that if they choose to stop, they can see the sign and then make their decision on whether to stop or not. It's not a suggestion, but again, to have the police come and enforce, somebody runs stop signs on Matilda, I don't know. I guess you have to be out there and be your own police and call.
Oh, believe me.
I imagine
everybody-
if you
But-
contact with
and
them,
what
you
happened?
would know these
Nothing happens,
answers.
right?
Well, since they have been coming and they have been parking, I don't know what their thought process is, but they park where anybody coming through that stop sign can see them
Right.
before they come
Yeah.
flying through the
It makes
stop sign.
people stop,
So they're slamming on their
Yeah, they
brakes.
stop and.
But it doesn't happen on days when they're not sitting
of
there.
course. So again, we're gonna go for best,
I don't
best
wanna wait,
possible.
I don't wanna wait till somebody's kid gets hit. We have that library there, we have kids riding bikes now.
Yep.
Something has to be done before somebody gets killed.
But what is that, Kathy? I don't know what the
Well,
something
if those
is.
stop signs aren't where they're supposed to be, where they can ticket, then they need to be adjusted.
Well,
Because it
That's
isn't
not
that,
gonna
isn't
stop
that-
them
but that's
from
not,
running.
but that's
No,
not,
but it
If
isn't,
it's
isn't
exactly where
But
it's
they'll
supposed
get
to be.
ticketed.
but that's
If
not
there's
the
not a
issue on
Stop sign
Matilda.
there.
That's not the
If
issue
the
on
stop sign
Matilda.
is what it's supposed to be,
Well, that's-
I've never seen the cops over there
yeah, they've
watching
been
that.
over there
They were
3 or
there
4
just the
days
other
this
week.
month.
Margaret, you
Since
wanna
I
say something?
complained last meeting.
Isn't this where all of this hullabaloo came about the stop signs? Because somebody fought a ticket
Sure.
and lost
Uh-huh.
because ours weren't
All in compliance.
Yeah.
And then Chief
So-
Johnson said, we're not going to enforce the stop sign law
Right, it's
until they're all in compliance.
Is
Again,
that stop
Did
sign?
anybody call
I walk in Beaver
PennDOT to
Falls
ask them
and they're
what
not.
is the standard that we need to meet?
Oh, we
Did
have-
anybody make that call?
We have the LTAP. we have an LTAP guy.
Well, she just said that everything does
Well,
not match up.
They're big books and but there's an LTAP that says 7 feet from the ground to the bottom. It has to have a certain, size.
Is that
Kind of
sign
rudimentary
not in
stuff.
compliance?
what do I don't know. They're not giving anybody
Is that
tickets.
the bottom or the top?
Are they seeing anybody run it?
But they're not giving people tickets
Where
because they're
You're
stopping.
parked right there at the corner and they're coming this way,
They're
you
not
see
gonna
them
do it.
before you get to the sign.
Sure.
Now,
But they're not
did
giving
we
you the tickets
ever,
because they're actually stopping.
Get signed up with
We
that
need to buy
call?
a
But
fake police
if
car.
they don't stop, and
There's no,
that sign's not in compliance, that person's not getting a ticket.
Oh, really?
And they talk about that stop sign stuff
Okay.
all the time.
then if we have a see something, say something
Yeah, we'll look
reporting
into that.
form online for the community to say, I measured this stop sign, it's not 7 feet from the ground up. Or I can't tell what that sign says stop, because it's so faded. People can report, and then we can turn that information in
Maybe it's
to,
at the top.
to Brian, and he can fix it. But again, to go over, there was a list of all the stop signs in the borough, all 106 of them. Jake and Jeff did it. They turned it in.
So we
We don't know anything about
We
it.
live in a real world, right? We don't have the resources to go out and do a full-on survey and fix everything that's 1 foot out of spec, half foot out of spec, whatever. But if there are really obvious things, and maybe that stop sign in front of your place is obvious, I don't know, then we should address those, prioritize
Yeah, we
those.
should before somebody's kid
Well,
gets
again,
killed.
That's right.
I see something, say something, spot on the borough website.
Out Matilda or something.
Come
Okay, so this project is in play, we're on the lookout for this stuff, we're gonna work with, Brian had said that COG can help us with some of this stuff too. Yeah, so, yeah, we're gonna work on this, for a matter of public safety as much as a street program. And about public safety to street safety, the last item here is the Jean Street and Matilda Street incidents that just happened. What needs to happen to make those safer, those intersections? Maybe cutting back that guy's property, but we know there are some issues there, right?
That would be bad.
You'd be better off just putting up a no left turn.
No left turn.
Maybe that's so. I mean,
Because Jason Heaton said he's gonna petition to have that road closed off.
Oh.
Yeah, but
What?
the thing is, we don't even have the actual report as to what exactly took place.
did happen.
We're hearing
Yeah.
I've heard two different versions as to
Are we
what
referring
all
to the car
went on with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
intersection.
So,
How many accidents have been in all these?
We've had accidents where people slid because they were going
Yeah.
too fast. That was their own fault.
Yeah.
That has no fault to the fact of the road. It's their
Yeah.
driving skills suck.
It's the
know?
bend
So,
and the
so here,
hill.
so
Yeah.
here we are, so the public is looking at these accidents saying, if you saw us, something ought to be done, they ought to do something about this, what can be done, right? I don't know, but I think, I would love to have, those on Jean Street and 37th Street get involved. Those who live on Matilda and 37th Street, Kathy agreed to be the public safety chair
Kathy had a good.
of this committee.
She had a good thing the other day saying, like when you come around that bend, there should be a sign before that says that there is a
Hidden driveway.
hidden street,
Yeah.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
people come
that's a
out
good
of
one
it.
to put on there.
There's a range of stuff to do, but what I would really like to do is get the community involved, because those people live there, you guys live there, it's your buy-in. Those people on Jane Street, right? If the best solution is to not cut that guy's grass or his hackers, but make that a one-way street, where you can only go from
That's
37th Street
gonna
back.
open a can of worms.
You don't know, but if the citizens there are okay with it, they buy into it, then there you go. There's your
They can't come
solution,
back out of it,
right?
you know?
But if they say no, okay, well, that's where we go there. But that opportunity for citizens to get involved in their own public safety, just like on High
Yeah.
Street, just like Chrissy Parkfeld's. Chrissy was invaluable for us to help address that problem with her camera work and all that sort of stuff, right? That's what it took to get that done. I wish those High Street residents would have joined us in coming up with a solution, but they never did. They came and they said, you gotta fix this, which is okay, right? You gotta fix this, somebody ought to do something, but we never got to the point where we all worked together to fix what's happening on your street, right? So you all could live with whatever solution would be. And Jean Street and Matilda's and High Street, those solutions are not always gonna be the same. But what are they? they're gonna be practical, right? They're gonna address whatever the issue is there. I don't know what that is, but
Well,
that's what I'm
the-
hoping will go.
The accident that happened there a couple days ago, that had nothing to do with Matilda. I don't think, because,
Where the cars were.
did you ever see Kathy drive up there?
Absolutely, every day.
Did you see,
Every
okay.
day,
did you see
But
this
see, other
picture?
people don't see her do, you know what I mean? So,
every day.
She's trying to tell me, and she was telling me today, and the granddaughter was standing there telling me, she didn't turn, she always turns her turn signal on a block before.
Here's what you saw.
I turned up that street today, you know, at 4:30 in the afternoon, probably about half an hour, 45 minutes before that happened the other day. You know, if you get up to the street, when you are right there where you gotta turn, you can totally see forward.
Yes, you can.
There is absolutely
Yes, you
nothing
can.
that is
Yeah.
inhibiting
You can
your
see.
vision whatsoever, unless it's the sun.
The
You know,
son,
but
or
then it
you
would have
had
to
eye
be later in the day,
surgery,
you know, but
which she did.
I don't
So
know.
does she drive up that road all the time?
I'm
Yes,
gonna cross
all the
it.
time.
Cause I,
Because on Facebook it said, never she drives up there, she
Right.
goes to the next.
No, I'll tell you why, cause
Yeah,
she
she
told her
goes up past
husband
my
she
house.
doesn't turn there.
Yes,
And she does, but when she gets to the stop sign in front of my house,
She goes
she
straight.
doesn't
straight.
turn this way.
No,
She goes straight and around, so it looks like she's coming from Nate, down
Yeah,
Sand
down
Alley
Sand
and on.
But now, here's the thing, if the street is here and you try to curve early, you can't
can't
see.
see.
You
No.
literally cannot
You
see.
have to
You have
stop.
to get up.
You
You've
gotta
gotta get up closer to it and
I
turn.
made that
Now,
turn.
again, that is a driver's problem.
A lot
You know,
of this
you are
is-
taught when you go to get your license that you're supposed to be a defense driver, not an
Right,
offense,
right.
not assume. So that's the driver who's at fault.
So here's, I just threw this here, this is what, you know, looking up
It's not
37th
the
Street,
street.
Matilda, and then, oh shoot, this is,
Here it is.
yeah.
this
You
is,
definitely should never turn left there.
this is coming out of Jean Street, you can't see anything there. So, I don't know,
Short streets like that.
I think we need to address it, I think we need to address it in the right way, I think we need to think about what is practical, relevant to the residents on the street,
Yeah.
there. So, okay, we're gonna work on that, we won't drop the ball on that,
No, I'm gonna call PennDOT again tomorrow,
Okay.
you know, about the Jean Street one.
okay.
hey Kevin, I had something
There's a
else I
short
wanted to
street.
say about, can we get a
There's
handful
also one on
of,
Sand Alley in Harbison,
camera
if you're not careful.
and use signs to
Harbison
put
and
down at
Sand
the
Alley.
park?
You're-
You don't have to get cameras yet. Put the signs up, then people can't see them, they don't know where they're at.
Good idea.
It's gonna save us before we get.
I got you, but I know tech wise, I know you,
I don't know if I
you're
can
the one
rid of
that
it
would know a
completely,
lot
but-
more on the camera.
I think I can rid of it.
Some.
So we'll talk about,
They look good.
we'll talk about that
I've been dealing with that for 30
and the
years.
park sign, park rules and all
Single
that.
use, I can, I'm good up to
Okay,
that
guys,
point.
let's
Yeah.
move on here, we're almost done, we're gonna go to an executive
Yeah,
session
we're
here.
doing, yeah, we're.
Any good and welfare things to say? Okay, so thank you all, we're gonna go to executive session, we're going to come out of this, then we're gonna adjourn the meeting. Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting back into session, we are adjourned 9:46.